Welcome to America's hottest talk line. Guys, hot ladies are waiting to talk to you.
Vinegar syndrome. Guys.
There, she wrote my name like I'm the.
She says Yeehaw and Greg.
Yeah, like she's straddling me, and then XOXO. Yes. So,
Greg's got a girlfriend.
Yeah, it's got the Mighty Ducks guy. It's got that.
No! Yes, but no! He's not the Mighty Ducks guy! It's Emilio Estevez! Look at the kid! Jesus Christ! He was a brat back before he was the Mighty Ducks is the end of his career! Jesus Christ! Get off my plane. I think Sony paid you a bunch of money to talk about all their steelbooks tonight.
This is a movie I didn't think I'd like as much as I did. I know it was like really popular because it like won some Oscars and whatever, but
Debbie does Dallas.
They actually produced crew jackets. Like, the movie never went into production.
And then everybody asks about, what's it like being a part of the movie that bombed, or are we still talking about that? I said, look, well, I'd much rather be the leader of a squad in a movie than be the lead of a movie in the summer of '87 that no one remembers what it was.
Is anyone even there still? I don't even know.
Yeah, we're just listening to
okay.
I was like, no one's saying it. Like,
really
listen to the story.
Just for instance, like, I mean, they've got all sorts of stuff. You can never have enough physical media.
That last clip still gets me. Hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to the Physical Media Show here on FanZcene. With me tonight, as always, are my partners in physical media crime, Tom and Rookie. How are you guys doing this evening?
Quite physical. Quite physical.
Physical. I want
not quite as physical as Tom when he retells a story.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tom's a man. He's got great stories. Yes. So glad to have you guys with us here tonight. And I am feeling a hell of a lot better lately. Just saw the doctor today. Told me I'm all good. So back to normal.
Do you have like a phantom gallbladder feeling?
Health-wise, anyway, we can't say anything for the rest.
Yeah. That's true. No, he said I'm all good. I have no more restrictions. I can eat whatever I want. So I'm good to go. Hey, and I lost more weight. So
there you go.
Hey,
there's something there for everybody. Just get some.
That sometimes can be the best thing. I hate saying it about having to go into the hospital or something for a prolonged time or at all, because like if you're a smoker or you need to kind of reset yourself in some way, it's a bitch. But yeah,
well, like they have to choose what to feed you and how to treat you as well. You can't do nothing. So.
I had lost a bunch of weight already, and then so I guess here lately,
guys, I'm already model ready. You don't need to get me more prepared.
Yeah, but I appreciate you guys. Glad to have you here. I'm feeling good. So let's say hi to the chat real quick, and then we'll get into all the news and physical media. So we have Random Brad. Welcome. Glad to have you here. YOLO Second, Not Your Daddy. He said he was watching the Funhouse tonight. What we all watched? Well, you'll find out soon what we all watched. That's me. Hola, Ace Hanlon. How are you? And Cowabunga Dude, what's up with you? And then deleted scenes. Salute to you, Steven. Hail, Brian Barth. Glad to have you here. Style section. Let's go, beautiful physical media peeps. Yes, sir. Howdy, the Buffet. How are you? What's up, Stephen Luther? Glad to have you with us this evening. Damn, the 4K Conan Chronicles rocks. Beautiful. Very happy. Yes, it's very good. Very good set.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir. Then we have the real Sean Crummel. Finally made it on time. Well, glad to have you here as always. Welcome, Adolfo Rivera. What's up, American Hustle 4K?
I saw that actually.
Yep. Tom was just saying he was
just getting ready to tell you guys all about that. Yeah, 5/21 May. We're getting American Hustle in 4K. That's a pretty decent film.
Yes,
with,
sir.
Bradley Cooper and Christian Bale and Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner. And J-Law's in it, of course.
Yeah,
they remade it as African American Hustle yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
That was pretty fucking funny, though. I think he's went from Rookie to what's after Rookie?
Cub?
Novice? I don't know. Novice, yeah.
Novice,
Yeah,
maybe?
to
Right, is that
do
the
a
same
Jack.
thing?
I'm Jack now. I'm Jack of all trades guy.
The Jack.
Not yet. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah, you're
He's still a couple levels up.
We got to ease this in here. Yeah, like you're ahead of the game when it came to runner, but
So runner's level 1, rookie's level 2.
that was pretty
Gotta have a
good.
level
Don't
3.
overdo it. Just,
Yeah.
let's.
But what's up, Tyrell72? Evening to you. Glad to have you here. What's up, Anthony Draven? Glad to have you here. What's up, Berserker? Yes, I'm feeling a lot better. Yes, gallstones suck big time. Corley and Rogue, how are you? Glad to have you as well. Weight is the only thing you want to lose, not find again later. Doesn't always
That's
work.
true.
That is
In
very
most
true.
cases. Yeah.
Yes.
And Brian, hold that thought.
Yes.
He asked, "Was the Super Mario Brothers 4K box set?"
Yes, hold that thought. You might get a little info on that tonight. But welcome to everybody out there in the chat, everybody at home watching. I appreciate you guys being here with us tonight. So let's go over, as we already mentioned, American Hustle's coming.
American Hustle. Well, and we also got an announced trilogy of the Oceans films, which I already pre-ordered the steelbooks, the dirty bastards, but whatever.
Yeah.
Moon Knight, Andor,
yeah,
Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Obi-Wan Kenobi are all coming out on the 30th of April. Rumor is that we're going to be getting Godzilla -1 May 1st. I have heard July, so I don't know yet.
I heard May for the Japanese 4K release.
Yeah, that sounds more like it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Killer Clowns was one of the big ones that was announced. Fuck Shout Factory. Hansel and Gretel, Fuck Shout Factory. Dracula 2000, Fuck Shout Factory. The Island of Dr. Moreau, really Fuck Shout Factory. And Addams Family 1 and 2 double feature. Nobody gives a shit. Fuck Shout Factory. So there you go.
There's like an asterisk to every name that has Shout Factory.
And just so you know, that's the animated Addams Family.
Yeah,
just,
that was yeah.
They're finally getting released in 4K, even though they've only been available in digital on 4K to this point. So,
I never really cared for those. I didn't like those ones too much.
I watched like 5-10 minutes of one of them and I shut it off. Like, fuck this.
Did you see Narc is getting a 4K?
I thought we brought that up last week, but yeah, I know that one was. And then Dune 2 is already up for pre-order pretty much everywhere. Steelbooks available at Amazon and Groove, I believe. Speaking of steelbooks, Batman Beyond is going to be getting a Walmart exclusive steelbook. No date yet. Other than that, I don't know if there was anything else. We had Bound and all that kind of stuff before.
Yeah.
American Sniper is up for pre-order now. That's one we've been talking about for a while.
Is Bound in 4K with Jennifer Tilly and what's her name?
I think that's just a rumor right now. Criterion has it though. It does say 4K here, but it's just a hashtag, so I don't know for sure.
It's got a great scene between Jennifer Tilly and Gina Gershon.
That's what I hear.
Yes.
Speaking of Walmart exclusive steelbooks, The Lost Boys is getting a steelbook trilogy, but of course that won't include the 4K version of the first film, I imagine. Glory is getting re-glorified, Dirty Bastards. It's getting an excellent looking steelbook with the original poster art and a new upgraded Dolby Vision remaster or whatever you want to call it. And it supposedly is going to have some new special features, so of course I got to buy it again.
Yeah, of course. Man, I haven't seen Glory in years. I'll probably buy that. I
think we brought up Eyes Wide Shut last week, so I think we're all caught up now.
Yeah, that's Runner's favorite movie.
He has never seen it, has he? Or has he?
Brooke hasn't, but Runner
talked
about it before. He loved it.
Yeah, and we're already hearing that
I've seen Glory
places already too. So
yeah.
On that. Oh yeah, and The Departed also got announced as a standard Blu-ray as well.
Yes. Well,
and the trailer dropped for that as well.
Oh, did it?
No. Yeah, it's just a standard trailer.
No. Well, there
didn't
you
really
go.
Give you anything special or anything like that. Remember how cool this movie was? Yeah,
remember
you can get it on 4K.
Remember Jack Nicholson and Matt Damon and Leonardo DiCaprio. Matt Damon.
Yeah, otherwise there wasn't a whole lot. I swear there was like one or two Kino things, but
I don't know. We talked about the Fletch ones, right? I think we already talked Fletch.
Yes, yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah. I get a pre-order.
I mean, there were some B titles coming from Cult, like Fright, which I'd never heard of before, or 1,000 Convicts and a Woman. Like your really low level Kino.
Son of 100 maniacs.
Son of 100 maniacs.
That's what it reminds
There was
me
some fake story going around today. I don't know if you guys heard that the story was that what's his face? Fucking the idiot who destroyed Halloween.
Rob Zombie. Yeah, I saw that.
Doing an HBO Max series with Freddy. I'm like, are you fine? Whatever. No.
I saw that, and it said, not only did it say Rob Zombie, it said DJ Qualls was going to be Freddy.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, no, that's so fake, and I feel so sorry for people who believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Rob Zombie wants to touch other people's franchises anymore.
I swear there was some other. We must have got them already, but I thought there was some other boutique company that had done their announcements. But I think we got them all. So all right, yeah, I think we're good.
I do know there's a book coming out about called Welcome to Primetime about the Nightmare on Elm Street TV series.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. You'll have to send me the link for that when it pops up. Oh yeah, there was the Star Trek Steelbook.
Oh yeah, Search for Spock. Why Search for Spock?
Because it's the anniversary.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this. I don't have the first 4 in a standard release. I just have that stupid box set that they put out.
Yeah, that's what I have.
And then I got the rest of them in this nice slipcover releases. So I don't know. Maybe if they do this with all of them, at least 2, 3, and 4, I might, because I kind of like that. I've always liked that poster for Star Trek 3. And they're doing they're starting to do the Lionsgate thing. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I would consider buying the second one on the Steelbook if they got it. Yeah, and I do like that artwork though.
We'll see how it rolls. Maybe I'll get it just because. And hope that they do that for 2 and 3 and 4, because I got that other one for part. I already got so many copies of part 1. I have just pretty much whatever. I don't need another copy. I just got to make my own case for it, basically.
That's good. That's good.
Well, it's because it came in that stupid long case thing.
Oh yeah, you got the big one. Yeah, didn't you? Yeah.
Which doesn't fit on a fucking shelf, just like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You gotta set it on the very top. Just set it up real high, so it stays there.
And I'm like all into it. It's got to be like alphabetical and shit.
I need to organize myself big time. It's that badly. I've ran out of shelf space, and I'm just laying them side like that, like I have them, just like you see in my videos, which is bad. I need to fix them. But yeah, there you guys have that. And with that being said, let's jump into who wants to go first tonight, Rook or Tom? Who wants to go?
Go ahead, Rook.
No, Rook, go first. All right. What do you got, Rook?
All right. Well, I didn't get a chance to watch all 3 of them, but I did watch the first one. I checked out Beverly Hills Cop. Been hearing about this for the longest time from Tom and Jeff X World Class Bullshitters from
so you did watch them and I didn't.
I watched one of them. I didn't watch the other 2 yet.
Oh, okay. Well, why are you bringing them all on?
The one. Well, it's because it's the 3-pack, like 3 movie collection.
How could you watch the first one and not continue?
Because I just watched them. I was supposed to watch them earlier this week, but a couple of things got in the way, so I literally just watched the first one before our stream. So a couple things got in my way, and I was like, I wasn't able to actually watch them, so just got the one out of the way for now.
Well, thoughts on the first one?
So I think it's okay. I like it, but I don't. Okay, it's fine. I don't have any problems with it. I don't have much to say about it though. It's just kind of a casual movie for me as I watched it. I was like, yeah, it's all right, some all right stuff, some okay characters, some.
Get him out of here.
Generic story, pretty good. All right, but
generic story. Look,
I don't know. I mean, what? His friend gets killed, and he's gonna go track the guys who do it. They don't want him to.
You gotta understand.
Well, he's not there, so that's fine. I'm not saying that's bad at all. That's fine.
When this was made, it wasn't the generic stereotype, though. People copied this movie.
All right, but I've seen it done a lot. So for me, that doesn't. Yeah, it's all right. Again, I'm not saying it was bad at all. Didn't say it was bad. Don't mistake, everybody in the chat, don't mistake me saying that it's bad or something. It is fine. It's a fine movie. My enjoyment for it's at a lower level though. It was okay. I'm more in the mid with it.
He was over here sucking Lethal Weapon's dick like 2 weeks ago.
I know, right? That was an exciting.
This is better than Lethal Weapon.
I don't know.
Oh my god.
I love this. Should have left after the American Hustle joke.
Yeah.
Nope, gotta keep doing this. Nope, gotta keep doing it. Yeah. But again, no, so I don't really have any critiques for it at all. Like I watched it, everything makes sense as it's going. It's fine. The characters, I like some of the characters too. Some of the interactions they have there. It's all right, but yeah, there's nothing that I give too much praise for, I guess. And that could be because I've seen a lot of things done before. This was in the 80s, right? I mean, I've seen a lot of 80s movies by now too. And it just, this one I would put as like, you know, in the middle tier of ones that I've seen. Like I wouldn't put it that high up myself from what I've seen. They were saying what the fuck, yeah. But again, I'm not saying it's bad. So don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm saying it's bad because it's not. But that's
I get you. I get where you're coming from, but it's hard to explain because I know you. But when this movie was made, this was actually like original and fresh, and it was a huge freaking movie, and it was so good.
Biggest movie in one of the biggest years of movies ever. This movie still came out on top.
Yeah, and
it'd be Gremlins. It'd be Ghostbusters.
Okay,
but you've seen. It's hard to.
Yeah, you didn't like Gremlins either, so
yeah, I know.
Well, it's like so I don't know what you want me to say. Like I said, the story doesn't. It's not clunky. It's very clear, cut forward.
No, I get where you're coming from. I know you're not putting
it all makes sense. I like the characters. They do. Like even if this set a standard for how cops behave in many cop movies, it did the standard cop things that they do. So to me, even if this was the first, that's the only thing. That's the only information that is new to me now. Okay, it was the first of something.
Yeah, like
all right, but that's not
them.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they're all worse either, though.
No, I'm not saying that they're worse. I'm saying like that's hard. That's what I'm getting at. It's hard to get this because I know you've seen a bunch of stuff, and what you've seen. So when you're watching this, you've already seen all that done before. So it seems like that to you. Yeah, but when this was first made, all that stuff that you've seen had never happened ever till this movie.
And I'm giving it that. That's fine. Yeah, if it did first things, original things, that's good.
You don't think I don't see what's going on here?
Don't know what's going on here, man.
If I was some white reporter from the Rolling Stone and I come in here and said, I'm about to do some story about Michael Jackson sitting on top of the world, I would have no problem getting this room at the Beverly Hills Palm Hotel.
Yep.
But I'm not some white reporter from the Rolling Stone. I'm a black reporter here to do a story about Michael Jackson sitting on top of the world. But I might as well call it Michael Jackson can sit on top of the world as long as it's not at the Beverly Palms Hotel because there ain't no there.
Yeah, see, it's kind of funny. Like I preferred him in the movie when he's just kind of being more chill, kind of more serious. When he's going to the Michael Jackson the thing, it's kind of like, yeah.
Oh my god! My god, he don't get it. Every cop did that in every movie. Dirty Harry was already cool. Motherfucker eating a hot dog while he's shooting a dude, right?
All right.
Eddie Murphy comes in here.
All right.
He is Eddie Murphy. And he comes in, he goes, yes, I'm here to see Victor Maitland. Because Clint Eastwood would just come in and said, I'm here to see Victor Maitland. And just walk past the guy, right? No, Eddie does the whole thing, right? Like, hey, can you find a better place to park this? All this shit happened last time I parked here. How is that not funny? Like, it's one of the funniest fucking movies ever made. You didn't even laugh.
I mean, I appreciate that he tries really hard to convince them rather than just like some other ones that might do lamer attempts at trying to get people to do things they're not supposed to. That's something I like in the movie. He seems to
what's in charge of getting thrown out of a moving vehicle? Jaywalking?
Yeah, like some of the stuff comes so fast that some of them are funny, but I don't laugh. I'm like, yeah, that was a funny one, but just kind of goes.
Oh yes, Eddie was the first funny cop, right? Not just funny. But it was the whole fish out of water. He's not supposed to be doing this.
He's going out of his town to a new town and doing that. Yeah.
Especially in Beverly Hills. So you got a hard Detroit black dude going out to Beverly Hills. 1980s Beverly Hills, mind you. Whitest Beverly Hills ever was.
Beverly Hills. Oh, I still love the skit he did on Saturday Night Live where he goes undercover as a white guy. I love
When
that.
black people aren't around, I notice they start folk dance.
Yeah.
Finally, he's gone! Yay!
He walks out. No, you know you don't have to pay for this. Just take it.
I love that skit.
Oh, that is a
Yeah,
good skit.
Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy
that's a
does.
problem.
Oh, that's the
I-
Eddie Murphy does some things that I think are funny in a lot of
I
things.
wonder if you just
There's
don't
some parts in
appreciate
here that
Eddie
was funny
Murphy.
too. It's just I don't know. Like I said, he's funny sometimes. Sometimes he's not. I never grew up with him being like I never had a perception of him as a legend. He was another
God.
actor that was in things that I've seen. Like that's who he was. So that's how most actors were for anything I've ever seen when I was growing up until I'm older and I can recognize people more and identify them. So, I mean, but that goes for anything that I've seen ever, not for just Beverly Hills Cop and stuff like this. But yeah, it's part of the character, dude. Yeah, I know. I'm not critiquing it. I'm not critiquing that. That's fine. That's good. Rook is in the unfortunate position to have seen a lot and has been influenced by Beverly Hills. They should remake it with Kevin Hart now. Ugh,
Oh God, no.
I don't think. See, I'd take Eddie Murphy over Kevin Hart. Like Eddie Murphy's funny. He is funny. But it's just this movie's fine. It's fine.
No, I get it.
It's just one that I can't point out and be like, this did really, really well because of a lot of I don't have a lot of praise that comes to mind because it just comes off, it hits the beats just kind of right, and that's all I really got to say about it. Some parts are funny still, yeah. And the stuff with the police departments, he gets arrested like 7 times in the movie. I don't know if that's an intentional joke too. When they all throw him out of the building, I was like, wow, they actually picked him up. I was like, oh, they're just intimidating him out. Oh no, they're all picking him up and then leading him out, and they're saying that he's blamed. Okay, yep, that's all right. Yeah, there we go. That works.
And Sean, Fletch came afterwards. I mean, yes, it was based on the novel.
Fletch was basically a result of Chevy Chase going, I want a Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah. So he just like Chevy Chase just copied him.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where maybe like if somebody were to say, like, let's say that Lord of the Rings copied something else, but I saw Lord of the Rings first, and it's like, but that's not the original thing. I'd be like, well, I don't know. What do you want me to say? Like I don't know. But that's probably not a good example because this was fine. This was fine still. I'm trying to think of specific lines that I liked in it though, because I just watched it. But next time we talk about it, I'll probably remember more of them as we go. But it was funny how he got them food, and they're like, the older guy is kind of, fuck this guy. The other dude, I forget the actor who plays Billy. He's in a lot of things. He's kind of funny.
Judge Reinhold.
Yeah, he's just like, I'll have that sandwich or whatever. It's just like, just trying to enjoy himself a little bit with stuff. Yeah, kind of. He's trying to follow the rules, but also trying to, not be stiff like the older cop. So
yeah,
that's neat.
All right. Well,
that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. I mean, unless there's more, or if you had something else you want to bring up or walk me through how it's, how it touched so many people in the way that I'm not feeling.
It was just one of those movies that it hit the zeitgeist, and it was like we said, up until that point, it had never really been done before, and that was like Eddie Murphy's big, huge breakout role, and that movie was huge. I mean, it was like one of the biggest movies of all times. I think Steven here said it better. Is like you have different cultural signposts than we had. Basically, it had to be their type of moment, I guess, for you.
Probably that's where I think a lot of this might go down to, because like even knowing the information, I'm like with Citizen Kane, I recognize it more for what it started, but it's hard for me to say, yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. Like I'm like, I can respect it, but it's hard for me to just be like, I just really love this and want to watch it many times. I can't lie and say that that's what I feel, because that's not what I'm getting off of it. But I can respect how.
Well, we're not expecting you to lie. We're just disappointed.
Or no, I know. That's not what I was. That's not what I meant.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll have a bigger discussion next week whenever Tom gets to the 4K that he has and stuff. But
I'll watch
where
the other two and see what I think of those as well. Though some people said number 3 might not be as good. Maybe that's the one I'll like more.
That's what some people were saying in the chat.
Who knows?
Dan Black White said that, and you did like Mighty Ducks 3, and that's okay. I mean, to each their own, no judgment, but all right. If you like Three Most, you're getting voted off.
You guys need me around to kick me around when I have takes like this.
He's the rook. We have to have a rookie like Runner and Rook and all them, so we can.
You guys can be shocked by my takes. No.
All right. But Tom, if you're ready, let's go to you for your first pick of the night.
Yeah.
You want to get into first?
Well, first of all, like last week, I watched the Shootout at the OK Corral or whatever it was. What was it called? It was the one with Kirk Douglas.
Shootout at the OK Corral.
Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got it here somewhere. Anyway, so I watched that one, and then I remembered, I had this one from Kino Lorber as well. It's called Doc. It's from 1971. It stars Stacy Keach, Faye Dunaway, and Harris Yulin. Stacy Keach plays Doc Hollywood. Harris plays Wyatt Earp, and Faye Dunaway plays Doc's often seen girlfriend, Big Nose. What's her face? I can't remember now. But anyway, she's portrayed in all the versions. She's been in all of them. Yeah. So, like, again, pretty much a story that revolves mostly around the OK Corral shootout, but this actually this is almost a lot like the one I just watched. It's like a modernization of it. The big difference is that this is the only one of these movies that I've come across that really paints Wyatt Earp as a bad guy. And Doc is very complicated as well. And it's almost like they go out of their way to side with the Clantons and the Cowboys in this version. It's very 70s. It's very left-leaning, hippie-driven. As much as I enjoyed it for the most part, I love Stacy Keach. She's a great actor, but he's no Doc Holliday.
That's what I was going to say.
And Harris Yulin comes off like and he usually does play like Weasley bad guys, and that's kind of the way he comes off in this movie too. Faye Dunaway is probably one of the better aspects of the film as far as portrayals, but I mean, overall, I thought it was fun. It's a decent looking transfer. I wouldn't say it's from the negative, but it does say it's a brand new 2K transfer, most likely from the Interpositive, I would imagine. Mono sound. No special features outside of an auto commentary from filmmaker Alex Cox, who has nothing to do with this film, but it's there, I guess. It has reversible covers as well. So you got the original poster art in here too, the two different posters.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, it's a bit more darker 1970s Easy Rider kind of feel to it.
This is one I've never seen, and I've seen a lot.
You might enjoy it. But again, it's a different side of the story in a lot of ways. So
yeah, always to be honest, I always liked the fact that I like the portrayal of Doc Holliday. Holiday. I almost said Hollywood because I saw Sean's comment. But I always liked Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday as friends, and the fact that like Wyatt Earp, even though he may have been a little seedier than he's actually portrayed in film.
That's the one thing that this movie does have that none of the other versions have, and that is there was that little political. As far as I know, it's been pretty well confirmed, but I don't know how accurate it is. But there was supposedly part of the problems that stemmed from Curly Bill and the other guys with Wyatt was that he's supposed to have made a deal with them to catch the guys who robbed $20,000 from this train. Mm-hmm. And he was going to give them the reward for helping him find the guys that did it, because it was part of his gang. It was like I think Johnny Ringo and a couple of the other guys that they were after. And by the time, well, at least in this movie, he says Johnny Ringo, but in real life, I don't know if it was Johnny, because I think in real life, what happened was the three guys that they were looking for ended up getting killed before they could catch them anyway. So then Wyatt's like, the deal's off, because all Wyatt wanted was he wanted the acclaim, so he could use that to win as sheriff. See, that's the one thing that this version gets right that none of the other versions of Wyatt Earp get. is Wyatt Earp was very much into politics. He was very much into being a celebrity of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
And there's many reports up until the day he died that he felt he was never going to get his claim to fame.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that Wyatt would do that were really just to get attention, let's say.
Mhm.
So like he is not as, I mean, maybe the Kurt Russell version is probably one of the closer-ish versions that we've seen to this day, I would say. This is definitely like painting him in the worst light possible, though. Like, I would not go to this extent.
Yeah,
I mean, even if he did make that deal, there's other parts of the story that don't add up compared to what even eyewitnesses and other people. But it does. The one thing is, the one story that hasn't really been covered when it comes to Wyatt Earp is how much of a political thing that was going on in the town, because the Earps were friends with the Epitaph folks and the mayor of the town.
Yeah.
And then there was another paper that wasn't friends with them. They were the Democrat. So there was a lot of Republican Democratic shit going on.
Yeah.
At that time. And I wonder, there's a story to be told through that lens someday, but now is not the time.
Yeah, but that's what I said. I always preferred them being friends with each other, and the fact that Wyatt Earp,
and they are friends, but this movie
yeah.
also kind of paints Doc as a bit more of a, and this is where it's got more of a left leaning, especially of that era, right? And this is why I say not now. You can't make the movie I just proposed now, because you'd have the same issue, and that is that this leans more towards the left and trying to paint Doc Holliday as more of a good guy, complicated anti-hero ish, compared to Wyatt Earp, who's nothing but a lousy cop, and he's just out for himself and all that kind of shit. Like, there's a lot of shit that Wyatt Earp did that they kind of overlook here, right? I mean, that had nothing to do with it necessarily with his politics, but everything in Tombstone, that's a different story. Like, that's one thing. We'll get into it a little bit more maybe in my next
but I get where you come from. Yeah, I that's one I honestly have not seen, and I've seen a lot because, like I said, my dad loves Western, and he's watched them all the time growing up, and all those history things about it. So that's one I've never seen. I don't think I've ever actually heard of it till
Stacy Keach, great actor, not quite the person I would think of when I think of Doc Holliday, though.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I heard that it was lightly snowing during the.
He probably would have been better as Wyatt Earp, actually, but anyway.
That reminds me. Have you ever seen that one movie with it's called Purgatory? It's a Western.
No, I don't think so.
It's well, I don't want to spoil it, but that's kind of the thing. Is like, it's purgatory, like in the Old West, and like these people you've discovered that the people where these people of Royal come into this town are actually famous people from the West, and what's his name? Randy Quaid plays Doc Holliday in that one as well. So, which is funny. But anyways, moving on from that, I guess we'll go on to me.
Yeah, might as well move on.
Yeah, if you got,
I can recommend it, and I think it's a pretty good price usually on Kino Lorber. So yeah, and it's a good scan. Looks good for the most part.
I'm gonna check that one out. I've never seen that one. I'll check that one out. So I'll get on that one.
Nice tight 90-minute Western, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
A nice 90-minute movie. So I miss those 90-minute movies.
Yeah, it clips along pretty well.
Yeah. All right. I'll go to me. Since I did do a review of this movie, it's up today, and not a lot of people watch the review, but that's okay. Happens. I have Impulse, starring William Shatner, directed by William Griffith, from Grindhouse, releasing.
I didn't even know about that one.
Yes, this was from 1974. Just came out. William Shatner.
Bet you Tarantino has that.
I bet he does. And this is my camera.
So where'd you pick that up from?
I got this from Orbit. Or no, wait, no, I got this from Diabolic. I
I'll have to see if they have any more.
Yeah. So there's that, and I'll open it up. It's 2 discs. They got a little postcard here and a little booklet behind it, reversible artwork. That's the original postcard I have there. But yeah, it's from Grindhouse Releasing, and it's a pretty fun movie. Pretty crazy movie. William Shatner goes nuts in this movie. It is great. He gives such a great performance in this movie. It's insane. So essentially, as the movie starts off in the past, this kid walks in on his mom, who's just more than likely a lady of the night. And the guy that she's with, who's like a soldier, starts going a little nuts and stuff like that. and and then William the kid kills the guy, and that's William Shatner, and it kind of snaps in his head. And then it goes to the 1974. It's William Shatner. He's now a con man. He's basically conning women out of their money. It's remind me a little bit of a Night of the Hunter. If you've ever seen, I know you've seen it, Tom. I've seen it. Night of the Hunter.
Actually, I haven't finished it yet. I started watching it, never got back to it.
Well, it reminded me a little bit of that with the.
I remember you finished it though, but I
Yeah.
haven't got to watch it yet. But I haven't.
Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of that where like he was going town to town.
What was this called again?
It's called Impulse. William Shatner in Impulse. So yeah, now he's a con man conning women out of their money and basically killing them. And then the movie, he moves on from one town at the beginning after he's there. So he goes into this next town, and this is where he meets this woman and everything, and he's getting with her and everything, and he's pretending like he's an investment guy, and he's trying to get money from this rich woman as well. And so it was filmed in Florida. He goes nuts. He goes from like being like William Shatner, Captain Kirk suave, to like insane childlike behavior. I mean, he really goes for it in this movie, and it's pretty fun to see when he snaps, because like when he gets angry and stuff, he kind of snaps. And then what's his name from the James Bond movie? What's his oh my god, what is his name?
Daniel Craig?
No, Oddjob. Harold Cicada. Oddjob is in the movie. And he's like a former cellmate of him. And there's a true story. That's one of the special feature behind the thing is William Shatner saved his life in the movie for being hanged to death, because there's a scene in the movie where he's getting hung, and it's like this guy William Shatner. He's talking. He's like, "See, here he is hanging here," and I thought he was just acting, and he's going. So I'm like punching him like a punching bag, and I'm laughing at him, and then all of a sudden he's reaching for something, and he's realized that he's actually choking. He's dying. So William Shatner grabs him, picks him up, so he doesn't die. So William Shatner actually saved his life in the movie in real life. Great. So yeah, that's great. That. But yeah, it's a pretty crazy. It's nice, tight, 87 minutes. It's a new 4K restoration. It's a Blu-ray. It's not 4K, but they said they lost the original negative, so it was a 4K restoration from one of the last remaining 35 millimeter prints of the film. Right. So it looks pretty darn good. It's got an interview with the director. It's got they filmed Shatner in 2022 after they played it, which is funny because I was watching this. Like William Shatner comes out, he's like, "I've never seen this movie ever before. Like I've never seen any of my movies. Was it good?" And he's like, "It's a horror movie, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay, good." So like the whole interview, he's talking about this movie and what he remembers from it, but he's never ever seen a movie ever in his entire life. Yeah. So I love Shatner. So it's got that, and it's got some other stuff, from the director and behind the scenes commentary and stuff like that. But it's a really good movie. It's fun. It's insane, and like it comes to a crazy ending. So he's like a little puppy dog that needed to be put down. William Shatner. I love it. He's so good in this movie. He's so good in this movie. But like, yeah, he meets this woman. Her daughter doesn't like him. She spies on him because she doesn't want her mom to be with another man after their dad dies, and her daughter sort of don't trust him. So that's where all that comes into play. But yeah, it's a great, fun, crazy movie. I was glad I picked it up from Grindhouse Releasing. But yeah, you can either get it. I think you can get it on Diabolic or Grindhouse Releasing, their website, all around. And check out my review. Anybody that wants to watch my review I did of the movie, check out my review on the channel here. But there you have it. There you guys go.
Pretty cool. Nice.
Oh, so Brandon Brett says, "Get on it, Tom. There's only 98 copies left at Grindhouse Releasing." So
Diabolic still has some too. I just added it to my cart, so hopefully, if I ever get paid, then I'll.
There you go. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, it's a very 70s. It was filmed in Florida. The guy, like the director, only filmed his movies in Florida. He always did low budget independent films in Florida. That's where he stayed. So it's pretty fun. But there you have it. So Rook, to you, what do you got for us for your second pick?
All right. Well, I think I can win everybody back by talking about Con Air, which I just have the disc of because it's one of the ones that I, when I was cleansing a while ago, got rid of the case. But rewatching it again, man, it is fucking fun. I can't say it's a good movie in terms of, like plot.
Which one?
Con Air.
Air.
Oh, Con Air.
dude, it is so ridiculous. This is one of those bonkers movies that's like, how did they come up with this? Like, what? Like, who's? And the whole cast is like an Expendables cast, but with like non-buff dudes, but also Ving Rhames, I guess, and John Malkovich, John Cusack, just a bunch of Chappelle's in there, a bunch of other people, Danny Trejo.
I'll play Forrest Gump in it.
A shit ton of
Put the
people.
money back in the box.
I love that line, or make a move when the bunny gets it. It's like, why was that there? But it's great.
My mom always said life is like a box of chocolates.
He sounded like
put the money in a goddamn box.
He did sound Forrest Gumpish. It was hilarious. When he's talking about writing, when he's like writing letters and it's like narrating over him while he's in jail. Angus and I are watching this. We're like, man, we could just watch a movie where he's like,
days
hey,
and I'll be to you.
I hope that your school is pretty good. It is going well.
love
The
you,
people
Jenny.
here, we do something.
hummingbird.
We do something pretty nice. But if we held hands, that would not be good. Like the way he talks, like,
I
oh man,
was running.
it's just funny. Even the interaction they're trying, the instigation of the fight. It's so
They were
lame.
my magic legs.
It's so lame, but it's great. And the wife is like, I'm perfectly loyal and humble, and your daughter's gonna be a perfect, wonderful thing all on her own. I'll provide for her with you in jail, and it's all sunshine, sparkle, smileys for you to come home. It's just like, oh man. Well, you get on your insulin, man. Get off there. No, Chappelle sets him on fire on this side, but the guy lights up on the opposite side where he lit him essentially. But it's like,
so it did come back on him.
He's combustible, man. What the fuck? He just combusted the thin air. Like,
this is the same producers of Beverly Hills Cop.
Okay, well, they made a more exciting movie.
Actually, one of them's daddy died of cocaine.
I don't. Can one of you explain to me? I can never. I've seen this movie like 1,000 times by now. I think it was always on TV. It's always a fun movie. I've never like bored watching it. But Steve Buscemi, when he like walks out to the trailer park girl, and I don't know, and then he's like singing the song. Like, are we supposed to? Was this character there for any reason? Like, why we focus on him?
He did a bad thing.
Like,
he was on one of the Con Air. But I'm just up, and he was one of like one of the most prolific serial killers they were transporting.
No, I get it, but like it's so bombastically weird, but it's focused on all the other stuff going on. But he's like,
did you miss the part where he's supposed to be like a child murderer and all that kind of crap too?
Well, no, I know that's why I'm saying it's weird.
Okay, I guess I'm missing your question.
Yeah.
Well, so because that scene had pretty much nothing to do with anything else that goes on in the movie. The rest of it is focused on Poe, the plane, the cops. That's what you guys tend to have more insight on the films. I'm
supposed to worry. He's going.
You know what Michael Bay will tell you? Just shut the fuck up, Rook. Just shut the fuck up.
Well, no, I am. I'm fucking fun as hell. I'm not even critiquing it. I'm just simply asking. Does anybody know if there's a reason why he's focused on like away from everything else? Compared like. Why that?
I think it was just because he was a fun character.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad.
It's kind of like a break.
Like they may have been trying. Like it was just
like we were probably thinking he's going to kill this girl.
Well.
He's going to kill this girl or something.
Yeah.
He's going to do bad things to this girl, but he doesn't. And then I don't know.
He probably tested well. That's why. So his
just like, why is this here? But
they probably had little bits and pieces for all the different cons, but his stuff probably tested the best. So that's probably why it stayed in the movie.
Plus, it like adds layers. Like, because meanwhile over here you got Nicolas Cage and all them fighting in this big action scenario, and him trying to stop them from doing that. And then meanwhile you have another layer of worry because this guy is a psychotic, and he's over here with this little kid, and it's like, what's he going to do? Because that's another problem he doesn't need to deal with.
And then he actually doesn't. And then that he doesn't do anything is like supposed to be like, what? Okay, he didn't do anything. All right.
There's layers to him.
It's kind of a Hannibal Lecter thing. I think somebody said that in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thing.
That makes sense then. Like if you had like, what if Hannibal Lecter was?
Who knows
on
if they were maybe
Con Air?
trying to set up some spin-off where like John Cusack has to go after him or something like
They
that.
could have did
I
like
could almost see it. Like, what if
Fugitive
Hannibal
thing.
Lecter was on Con Air? I could kind of see that as the angle.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because
Okay, yeah, I kind of like.
isn't he free at the end of the movie?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, he's at a
so, like,
casino.
you could always have it like set up to where,
Yeah,
like, if they wanted to, Cusack could have been in another spin-off going after him, trying to find him. You know,
right.
had him be like a Hannibal Lecter kind of character. Yeah, I could see where they were headed with it, but it just never came to fruition. Probably.
I gotta correct Victor in the chat here. I'm not ranking Con Air higher. I'm saying I enjoyed Con Air far more than Beverly Hills. I was more pumped and into Con Air than I was with Beverly Hills. That's all I'm saying. Not saying that this is a better movie. I can't grade something like Con Air and say it's like good on like filmmaking, plot, story, whatever level, but it is a fun, entertaining, bombastic mess that is awesome to watch. That's Con Air, pretty much. Probably a lot of things that Nicolas Cage is in, honestly, is kind of like that. It's like you're not really there for the same reason you'd watch something else is far more defined, like The Godfather. You're here for wacky, crazy, what's going on next for Nicolas Cage. That's for sure.
I like the movie too. I get you.
She didn't like Beverly Hills Cop, so
you see, you're doing it wrong, Tom. You're wrong, Tom. I didn't say I don't not like it. I just don't like it a whole lot. That's different.
What's the difference?
A huge difference. If I hated TLJ.
I could say the same thing about the same thing, and it means the same thing. I didn't like it a lot. I didn't like it a whole lot. What's the difference?
Clean the words.
I'm not saying I didn't hate it.
I despised Gremlins. I do not despise Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
I do not despise Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop is fine. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's fine. Gremlins.
What are we gonna
on
do
the
with
bottom?
them?
So, we got to teach this point. I don't.
Air above Gremlins. That's a statement you can have there.
I would guess. I don't know. I guess Cusack ruined his career. Not. I quit. I never really liked John Cusack. So
I never favor him either. He's always a guy that's in a movie that I don't. I'm like, oh, you're here, okay. I don't hate you, but who's the tubbier guy that he's like kind of, always at odds with in the film? The other, not cop or whatever degree he was on there. The bigger guy that's also in like Stargate and Star Trek, and that guy,
the guy from Star Trek, O'Brien from Deep Space Nine.
Is he in like every space movie? Is he in every space movie or TV show?
I've only ever seen him in Star Trek, Next Generation.
He's in Stargate as well.
I've never seen
Stargate Atlantis anyway. He seems to be. There seems to be a lot of crossover with a lot of those actors into the shows.
Huh?
Kind of fun.
Yeah, he's a good actor though. But I do love Con Air. I think it's a fun movie. But yeah, it's a good movie. It's fun. I like Nicolas Cage. Yeah, but I do agree with I kind of see that. I could see that with Steve Buscemi's character, that the girl was kind to him. That was why he spared her. I could see that.
Okay, yeah, I guess so.
All right. Well, if you got any final words, we'll move on to Tom.
There's not much to say about it. I mean, it's one of the most memed movies probably to this point of Nicolas Cage and John Malkovich and everything, all the craziness. So no, it's good. Yep.
Oh, there we go. That's all I got to say about that.
Is Runner in the audience?
No, we don't have Runner out here.
Because I got to eat a little bit of crow, just a teensy bit. Because I finally, after all these years, got back around to actually finishing and watching Wyatt Earp.
Wow.
I figured I might as well make it full circle. And I didn't hate it. I swear when I first rented it, I think I got about a half hour into it and I shut it off. Like I do. I remember I was just like, no fuck.
Yeah. I still don't like it.
But I watched it again and it's better than I remember. And here's the reason why I'll say this, because now that we're this far removed from when the movie came out, I think we're doing this movie a disservice by trying to compare it to Tombstone. even though it covers the same exact ground, there's a whole lot more that this covers, and it's kind of looking at it in a different perspective. And honestly, the other side of it, though, is I would say this is no more accurate, or I would even argue that there's certain points of Tombstone that are more accurate than this movie. This movie is heavy on leaning into making Wyatt Earp a bit more of a sympathetic character than any other version. It has that Kevin Costner, oh gee shucks, good old boy spin to it.
Yeah.
There's some moments it doesn't shy away from, but for the most part, outside of his loveless marriage, which the way they set it up is like this chick and his family kind of almost forced him into it.
Yeah.
And just some of the other minor things like the horse thief thing that he was after for, that kind of stuff. Like when he was actually had a warrant out to the day of his death for horse theft in, I don't know, it was Kansas or wherever it was. But anyway, overall, I mean, for a 3-hour plus movie, it does a really good job of encompassing his entire life. And for those who wonder why there is so much connection, not only did these films come out at the same time, but Tombstone was actually being developed with Kevin Costner in mind to play Wyatt Earp. And as soon as he realized that it wasn't going to be just Wyatt's story and it was going to be more about the brothers and Doc Holliday along with Wyatt, then he pieced out and did his own version with Lawrence Kasdan. And I always thought that for some reason, I always thought Costner directed this, but I take that back. I guess it was Lawrence Kasdan wrote and directed it. So it's actually kind of Kasdan who went and did it like, I'm gonna make my own Tombstone.
Yeah.
And that's what he sounds like. If you guys like,
yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Get my own.
I'm gonna make
like,
my
he was
own.
like, I was writing the movie, and I was thinking somebody had to die. So I was like, Han Solo got no mama, got no papa, got no future. Somebody had to die.
Somebody had to die.
Like, that's Lawrence Kasdan. He's just a weirdo. He's kind of just like a guy. He like the Penguin in real life. But anyway, no, I didn't hate the movie overall. I thought it was very ambitious. I mean, oh my God, the fucking cast in this movie. I forgot how many people were in this movie. Like, it's just anybody and everybody in Hollywood is in this movie who wasn't in Tombstone, basically. Right? Like, Gene Hackman playing the dad. The brothers were probably the least part of the movie, and you can see why Kevin Costner did that, because he made them all immemorable. Right? Like, you couldn't like outside, I think Marsden or whatever it was that played the older brother, but Michael Marsden, I mean, other than that, I actually got to give credit to Dennis Quaid. He did a really good job playing Doc Holliday in this movie. Now, obviously Val Kilmer did a better job, and he actually has the more accurate portrayal as far as I'm concerned. Dennis Quaid went through a lot of shit to try and portray this physically accurate. That's one thing that probably different from Val's in this version. Yeah, Val eventually succumbs to the coughing fits and stuff like that later in the film. But as seen in this movie, he was like that all the time. That's why a lot of people didn't like hanging out with him. It was less to do with his reputation than they just thought he was sickly and they didn't like being around him. And Dennis Quaid lost like a shit ton of weight for this.
Yeah.
And he plays it off more of like the TB thing off, right? So, no, but at the end of the day, it's probably one of the better Wyatt Earp films. I'll put it right underneath Tombstone. There's a great amount of deleted scenes on here too. I agree, Random Brad, that it could use a director's cut. Those deleted scenes, most of them are pretty good. You can tell they just got cut because of time more than anything.
Right.
So yeah, no, I'd recommend it. There's some documentaries and stuff on there. Mostly it seems like from the time the movie came out. But yeah, I mean, I was surprised how much I actually liked it this time. I actually sat through the whole thing because I put it in. I'm like, oh, I'll watch it about an hour at a time. Next thing I know, it's like 6-7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still watching this movie.
That's why you didn't watch.
I love Kevin Costner.
Well, and the thing that stuck out to me most is when you get to Tombstone bits, and you can tell he knew what they were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like shots that are ripped straight out of Tombstone, like the way they're walking down the street and all that kind of shit.
That reminds me, I was going to say, have you heard this? See if I pop this up real quick. What Kurt Russell had to say about it, about Wyatt Earp and all that.
No, I don't know if I have.
Let's see if I think I got it where it needs to be. So
I give that to
you guys hear
one
it?
story, and I don't mean to say this as in any way a put down, although there were certain people involved, Kevin Costner not being one of them, Kevin being a good guy, but there were other people involved with that were not good guys to me. Once I said, hey, how about if we do this and that? Maybe we could do some things together. I said, I could kill you and yours, and you could kill me mine. This one individual said, oh, we're going to kill a lot of people.
Oh!
And there were some people standing around me. It was just such a slap in the face. And I thought,
I know exactly who he's fucking talking about.
Full frontal nudity. Let's go. You're
Go back to
run
that.
into Wyatt Earp.
Listen to the voice. It's the voice I was just doing.
Yep. Great things about both. But there's one undeniable thing. You name me another Western where you can recall as much of the dialogue
fucking
as people can recall from Tombstone.
Exactly. Tombstone has
much more so than
dialogue.
any other Western.
Absolutely. That would have been bitching to see that. And I like that idea.
Yeah,
I would
right?
love to have seen that idea. Like Kurt Russell does like kind of like Tom Cruise did in Young Guns, right? Like just a quick cameo of one of the cowboys or something's played by Kurt Russell, and then vice versa in Tombstone of Kevin Costner. That would have been funny.
Right.
Fucking Kasdan.
That's what I said. I needed to get that. Because he was like, you kill me in mine, I'll kill you in yours. And then Kasdan is like, oh, then Kurt Russell's like, we're going, fuck that. We're going full frontal nudity on his ass for taking him down. I love that. I love Kurt Russell.
Fucking Kasdan.
Exactly.
This is a guy that killed Han Solo, guys. Just always remember that.
Yeah. Kasdan, man.
He came in and wrote The Force Awakens. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know if you heard that or not, because when I was watching that and I heard him say that, I was like, oh, because I've watched Wyatt Earp a bunch of times. My dad's tried to watch it. I just cannot get into it.
It took me this long just because I had to separate myself from it, and I think it was because I padded it out watching these other two Wyatt Earp films in between, basically, or Doc Holliday Wyatt Earp films. Because it really helped me kind of separate, because I haven't watched Tombstone since the last time I brought it on here, probably, which was like last year sometime.
Yeah.
So, it just helped to kind of separate it from it, and I could appreciate it more. And I'm even kind of pissy with Kevin Costner right now. So
I know that's what he's done.
He's fucked up my Yellowstone show. Exactly. I was getting into that shit. Oh, you motherfucker!
He's got to make those 3 hour. Now he's got to make the 2-part 5-hour epic.
It's
movie.
Done, but now it's like Now what are you gonna do, Kevin?
Yeah, what do you do?
You done fucked up Yellowstone.
No.
Where are you gonna go?
Do you like Gene Hackman and Wyatt Earp? Small role in Wyatt Earp?
Gene Hackman's always great in everything.
Yeah, he's good in everything.
You ever pick your feet in Poughkeepsie?
Otis Berg? That's my favorite.
I want what everybody wants, Superman. Land.
I know. When you started talking about it, I was like, I have to play that clip with Kurt Russell. Because I knew it.
I never heard that, but I knew as soon as I heard that, it's Kasdan, that little bitch.
You won't name names, but I think we all know.
Yeah, because for years everybody blamed a lot of that on, and I bet you that's what it was Kasdan's like, well, we can make you a movie, Kevin. You. And got played into his ego. Because Kasdan's always had a little boner for Kevin Costner anyway. He killed him in that movie with all the fucking people hanging around listening to music. What the fuck's it called? Like Jeff Goldblum and Willem Hurt and Beth Williams are in it.
That Vibes? No.
No. Way before that.
The Big Chill.
Big Chill. Thank you guys. Because he plays the corpse in the Big Chill, and all his shit got cut out. And then so Kasdan was like, don't worry, I'll put you in my next movie. And his next movie was Silverado, which I'll give him full credit for. That started the MTV Young Guns thing. Like, if it wasn't for Silverado, we'd have never got Young Guns.
Right.
But yeah, so he put him in Silverado as, one of the main characters. So he's always had a little hard on for him. But yeah.
Got a little thing for Kevin Costner.
Got a little thing for him. And Jeff Goldblum, for that matter, too.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that is
Chaos Theory.
There you go. But maybe I'll give Wyatt Earp another watch down the line. I don't know. I just could not really get into it.
Bryant, yes, he was somebody who was really good. He wrote he rewrote Empire and he wrote on Rage of the Lost Ark and some other stuff. But then when he started doing his own stuff, some of his earlier movies are amazing. He just got full of himself, and he just, in modern day Hollywood, he's one of the ones we lost. I don't know what it is, but he was, he's part of the reason The Force Awakens sucks. His son fucked up Solo. His 2 kids are worse than him anyway, as far as I know. But no, he's a little weasel. I don't like him. I've just never really like I like some of his movies, but he's just one of those people when he talks, it's just you want to punch him in the face.
I was like, I hate this guy.
like in not son-in-law, Step Brothers, where he's like, I don't know what it is about your face.
Yeah,
I just really want to punch it. I'm sorry. I'll see what I can do about that.
Oh, great.
Oh, we got a lovey kitty. Mine's up here too. He's
almost knocked over my mic again.
Hey, what's up?
His is all playing.
Oh, it's his controller. It's his controller.
It's a chew toy to her.
I know. You told us that. You
yeah.
It's the most expensive fucking chew toy for a cat ever.
Yeah, well, this one's not the chew toy one, so it's like
well, don't let him have that one.
That's why I'm holding it and making sure it's just the handles, not the actual joystick. So hers is on the floor here. There we go.
Anyway,
yeah, this one's hers all chewed up now with that. Yeah.
It's insane.
As I can recommend it. It's actually really cheap all the time. It is one of the worst looking Blu-rays in a while. I mean, you could clearly tell it's an old, like it definitely needs a new 4K remaster. And it deserves it. It deserves it. Well, I would think with Horizon coming out, they would probably do like Warner Brothers would promote it with that, like free movie tickets inside and all that shit.
Yeah.
This is an old ass DVD or Blu-ray. I mean, it's like really old. The scan is barely better than DVD quality. And it's not like there's a shit ton of special effects or anything like that. So a 4K scan of this movie should look amazing.
You would think.
It was shot really well and all that kind of business.
Yeah.
Looks like really great locations, and I don't remember seeing anything really augmented CG wise or anything like that. So if there was, I didn't notice. Yeah, but it's just you could tell it's an older scan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think for the most part, I don't think it's hardly any CGI or anything used in that one. It's mostly all in camera.
Might be to take some wires out or something somewhere. Who knows? But if there was, I did not notice. Maybe there's some digital map paintings for the towns and stuff, but I didn't notice there. All that looked like it was sets to me.
Yeah, or maybe when he's on the boat, the horizon and stuff.
Stuff might be. Yeah, it may actually. Now you mentioned that, I think the one shot going up to the boat might be CGI. Now that you mentioned, some of that might be, but like most of that is like some of the only stuff in the movie. You're right, because other than that, most of it's all in camera, in shot. Feels like it's Oh, it is a 30. Well, yeah. What the fuck? What are you doing, Warner Brothers? Get on this. I'll buy it with a free ticket to go see Horizon Part 1.
There you go. It's got to be better than The Postman.
Exactly. Well, you can put The Postman out too. You can just put out a bunch of your Kevin Costner movies.
There you go.
And Unforgiven.
I got Unforgiven on 4K. It's a great one.
Yeah. It's an older one, but yeah, I think it looks pretty good from my memory.
Yeah.
All right. Where are we at, Rook?
It's me. Yeah, I would guess both of you have never seen this movie, but I've been wanting to pick this one up for a while, and it finally came up after being gone for a while. So it's called Turbo Kid. I don't know if any of you have heard of it or seen it before, but yeah, it's Turbo Kid here. Here's the front and the back of the movie.
From the looks of it, it looks like a Tron samurai western.
Okay, I think I have this. I think I have the old release.
Yeah, okay.
I've never seen it, and it was one of those movies that was, and I didn't even know it when I got it, that it was supposed to be like way out of print. Yep.
Yeah.
And so it got reprinted now. Okay, so mine's not worth diddly shit.
I've been wanting to get this for a while.
And what's funny is I got mine for like not free, but it was like in this. I was getting one of these. Oh, that's cool. They got Topps cards.
Yeah, it's got gum in it too.
What?
Yeah, it's got it right here. You
No
can feel the
way.
piece of gum right there.
No way.
Yeah, and it got the booklet. This booklet was actually in the still book. So
I've never actually seen it before, but
Yeah.
I just remember I think it was you or somebody else told me it was like out of print and rare. But I used to get these like, what do you call them? Like mailboxes where you get like just blind stuff in the boxes.
Mhm.
They don't tell you exactly what you're gonna get.
Like a loot crate thing or something.
Yeah, a loot crate. That's the word I was thinking of. Trying to think of.
yeah,
Thank you.
like, yeah.
But it was just for movies. So every month I'd get different movies. It was like I had like the sci-fi horror box or whatever, and that came in one once. And I think it was you or somebody else who informed me, like, oh yeah, that's worth a shitload of money. It's out of print.
Yeah.
Looks stupid to me, but like, okay.
I liked the movie. It was pretty fun. It's essentially the movie is the movie Rad meets Mad Max meets Flash Gordon. That's the movie in a nutshell that I can tell you. It's essentially the world is gone. It's apocalypse. Everything is gone. There's no water. Instead of gas, there's no water. There's been a nuclear winter. Everybody's dead. It's all like a landscape. And there's this kid who scavenges. He keeps finding these Turbo Rider comic books, and like everybody rides BMX bikes and stuff like that. It's set in the future of 1997. That's when it's set in the future of 1997. So it's like, imagine if it was an 80s, this movie was made in the 80s and the future was 97. That's the way it's set up. And it's extremely gory. It's a lot of gore in it. There's a lot of blood and stuff. And so like this kid, he just scavenging, and his girl shows up and claims him as her best friend. And then there's this guy who's like a cowboy, like a Clint Eastwood Western cowboy, who's like the baddest guy in the thing. And, they sort of team up with him to take down, what's his name? What's his grade in this movie? Michael Ironside, who plays the bad guy. And so they sort of team up to take him down. And this is sort of like, Mad Max meets all those things all together. And it was a pretty fun movie. I enjoyed it. I mean, I would definitely say you had to have been a kid of a certain age to get this, like to be in like those 80s, 90s movies and stuff like that. So yeah, Michael Ironside is great in this movie. The girl actually steals the movie. She is great in this movie. She's just freaking hilarious. And her character just like, she's like the heart of the movie. But it's a fun movie. I enjoyed it. I mean, is it a little stupid? Yes, it is a little stupid. It gets a little crazy, but it's all practical effects for the most part. A lot of blood and gore. If you the song they use in the movie Rad, where he's riding the BMX, is how the movie starts off when the kid is riding his BMX. So that sets you for the mood of what the movie is going to be. But I enjoyed it. I like the movie, and I was finally able to pick up the Blu-ray. It's only one disc. Unfortunately, I didn't get all, because like there's a couple special editions of this. Yours still might be worth something, Tom. It depends on what it is, because like there's a 3-disc steelbook set. There's another set.
It's just the standard version from what I remember.
So, yeah, and then there's this one here that Diabolic finally had come in, and it's out of print again. It's out now, so I got it just in time after they restocked. So, but yeah, it has great music in it, great like 80s style synth style music and everything. But yeah, I think you definitely have to be of a certain. To me, it's like, it
looks
kind
of fun. The image looks like it's sold. I'm like,
I guarantee you will get this because you will probably feel Power Rangers in it. Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like right away. It looks like there's so much on there. Like I'm like, dude, that's that's a story you got to see already.
It's a fun movie. It's a fun movie.
What is it called again?
Turbo Kid.
Turbo Kid. Okay, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. And the same directors that did this did Summer of '84, which is another.
Looks like
movie.
Raven Banner released it, so it's just the original release or whatever.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then mine comes with the Steelbook booklet and the pack of Topps cards, which I haven't opened yet. I haven't decided if I want to open them or not. But I know the piece of gum is in there, and I thought that was a nice touch that they put an actual piece of gum.
That's kind of cool for a little thing. It's unnecessary, but hey, that makes it unique. All right, cool.
Yeah. It's exactly. This movie is supposed to be silly and over the top, but what really grounds it are the 3 main characters. Really ground the movie, especially the girl Apple. That's her name of her character. She really grounds the movie. She's the heart of the film that helps these 2 guys, and then like Turbo Kid is like Mad Max. Like you can tell that that's what they were the most heavily influences, because his journey was going to become something of a legend. If you've ever seen the Mad Max movies, that's where he was going to go. So yeah. I watch it again. I think it's worth the watch, at least for the first time, if you're into this type of stuff. I just love the practical effects. I love the gore. I love that it was like, it's just really weird. Like it feels like an 80s movie set in the 90s, but R-rated. It's just insane. So excuse me. My throat dried out there for a minute.
It's all good.
But yeah,
that looks fun. Looks like a fun little
it's
one.
fun.
Did they make more into like a series at all?
They've been wanting to make a sequel for quite some time. This came out 2014, and they've been wanting to make a sequel, but they have not been able to get financing because this was a low budget independent film. Movies like this is why I love boutique Blu-rays and physical media. I don't even know if this is streaming anywhere. If it is, I don't know. But movies like this typically get a cult following, like from people like me and stuff. And so they don't really get the funds from like Hollywood to make sequels. So they really want to make a sequel, and I think it's still in the works. So it'll be coming down the lane probably in a couple years. But but I would assume they'll probably get it made. Yeah. So I'm interested to see where it goes, because from what I understand, they said they wanted the sequel to be much darker and go into the direction of like Mad Max 2. Like that's because like everybody remembers the Road Warrior, Mad Max Part 2. That's like the one that everybody remembers, that because that's where it gets like, that's where Mad Max becomes Mad Max. So yeah,
graduates from Max to Mad Max.
Yeah. Yeah. But there you guys have it. That was that.
I'll add that to the list.
Yeah, as long as the gum that's what I'm worried about, because I want to open up the cards and look at the cards, but I don't want to. I don't know. I kind of want.
Well, you got to buy 3 copies of things: one to have, one to open, and one just in case.
That would be impossible for a movie like this because it's already sold back out, and I can't get another copy.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but there you guys have it. There's that. So we'll go on to your. What do you got for us?
All right. Well, it's ironic. So I watched Con Air and Ghost Rider in the same night. Angus wanted to watch Nicolas Cage movies. Like, all right, cool shit. Ghost Rider. Rewatched that.
I set myself on fire for that movie.
The movie is goofy. It's not as fun compared to Con Air. It's okay, but I hate the villains, man. They're so
I'm more of a
lame.
method actor.
The villains are lame in this, man. They suck. They're just lame. Like, I am a puddle of water, and now I'm dead. I'm a poop of wind, and now I'm dead. I'm gonna get some souls, and now like just the villains suck. But everything else in the movie is fun, except for also I think they might have done better some of the beginning stuff. The way that they did it, if they started with maybe him doing his big trick and then flashback a little bit with the father and the deal, maybe it would have been a little bit better. But it's fucking fun, man. It's cool. They make it look cool. I remember seeing this in theaters. I think I had no idea what the fuck Ghost Rider was when I was in theaters, but it was like, oh shit, that's pretty tight. It's pretty tight. And the Ghost Rider stuff sounds pretty interesting. I mean, from what little I've heard with comics, I haven't read any of the comics with it, but it seems like a cool concept for a character. Like he seems similar to a Spawn kind of character, but this just seems more cool to me. Just looking at it. So
yeah. Night, Real Strong Tremble. Thank you for hanging with us.
Yep. Have a good night, man. Yeah.
Gonna miss out on the big one.
Yeah.
I can't say if this is better than Spawn or something. I've only seen the movie versions of these to judge them, so as I'm not judging them like that, okay. So I'm sure Spawn's better in its comic form than its movie form. So
yes, the movie is not. The comic is way better.
Yes, but Ghost Rider's fun. The villains suck. Do you guys agree on that or not? Because they are lame. There's nothing to them. And what's funny, as I'm watching, I don't know too much about all the comic shit, but I'm like, I know that Daredevil, like I wasn't even thinking about him for his power and Daredevil being essentially what Ghost Rider does as like a his career. But like that'd be kind of funny if you have Matt Murdock come in and like hold on, let me take a look at the contract here and like have like some type of legal case or some shit with that stuff. I don't know. You could probably do something funny and something in this realm with like, hey, I'm gonna have Ghost Rider or I'm gonna have people sign all these contracts, and then it's like, hold up, Matt Murdock comes in, hold up. Now let's take a look there and see what we actually got or something. And having him be the Daredevil with a guy who does Daredevil stunts for his career, but he's called Ghost Rider. I know that just and Devil, when they're dealing with the devil, that's probably something that's been thought of before. It's just funny with what little I know that's like, that'd be kind of
the same guy that made the same guy that directed Ben Affleck's Daredevil directed Ghost Rider.
Really?
Yeah, same guy.
Nice. Yeah, I know that the second Ghost Rider has a different director, right? I thought
Ghost Rider has nothing to do with that first one, really.
I know, but I'm saying as far as I thought that this one, I thought that the guy
second one is just Terminator 2.
Pretty much,
I guess. I was saying I thought that the director of Crank directed both of these.
He did do the second one.
And then I was like, what? But yeah, he did the second one. So I was like, oh, it was a very big difference in the movies, sort of, when I was watching them. But
yeah.
But the villains in both of them suck. And it's just like, does he have interesting villains in the comics? Does he have something interesting to do in the comics?
As a kid, so
yeah,
I knew just a very little about his. I mean, I know about him, but I haven't read a lot of his comics. So
because I mean, it seems interesting. Like even the
whole deals with like the devil and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I mean, there's other demons you can have, of course, and there's people, in the Marvel world. I'm sure there's plenty of monster-y things you can have of various types, alien things, whatever. Does he go to, like a different planet and deal with their supernatural world or something, like an alien demon?
No, he's Ghost Rider's grounded on Earth. He's grounded on Earth. Like he's like one of the lower level. It's like where like Marvel movies try to make everything cosmic, like Spider-Man and
Daredevil you're right. Yeah.
No, Spider-Man and Daredevil and Ghost Rider.
They're gonna fight the robbery. They're gonna fight a robbery and maybe some guy who's a little bit stronger than a human or something, right?
Yeah.
Not Hulk and you can lift buildings. Nope, not my pay grade. No.
Yeah.
I got you, but no, I like how when he touches things, it turns fiery and cool. That's like perfect for like movies. I feel like this type of character seems like he's made for movies, and even the Horseman one. Like you can ride on a horse and turn an animal on fire. So what if you like? Can you ride a rat and make it like big and fiery and cool or something? Like I don't know. My head goes to all these places, and I mean just having him try to get away from the cops.
I think it has to be like his bike is connection to him, and that guy's horse was a connection to him. You can't just like strap onto a rat and make it what you ride.
Yes. Victor says I need to watch Drive Angry. Nick's shooting the bad guys while he's banging the girl. Still cracks me up. Yeah. Drive Angry. I don't know if I actually don't think I've seen that. I've seen a lot of movies.
Amber Heard is in that movie.
Okay, that'll be funny. In the Fantastic Four animated series, Ghost Rider took out Galactus when he invaded by tormenting him with all the souls that he killed.
I may or may not be the reason she went crazy.
I had my skin peeled off and my skull set on fire. That's what I did.
Yeah.
But
how did you know? Were you there?
Yeah. When he's the girl that he has in this, the love interest, there's no way that she's had like no man crawl after her or something. Like she's like she goes and falls for him
Eva
like 3
Mendes
times
or whoever it is.
Yeah, I mean she's not bad in the movie, I would say, as far as looks anyway. And it's like she's like really going for this guy, dropping her stuff to go for him. And it's like, man, you got nothing else, really? Okay. Okay.
Now she's with Ken, so
it's just rare to see that. So it's like, okay, different, very different, but fun movie. I can't say it's like excellent, especially the villains because they fucking suck. But it looks cool visually. I mean, look at the back of the case here, especially. Like that's a fucking cool shot right there.
Yeah.
Horse on fire and the skull motorcycle. Like, that's
probably the best scene in the whole movie, to be honest with you, when they're riding.
Oh, wait, so that's Spirit of Vengeance. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was the first one.
This is the first one.
It's Sam Elliott and him.
Well, what's that say about Spirit of Vengeance then?
Well, that's the character. The
To making of commentary, Spirit of Vengeance. Well, that's a sequel.
That's what the Ghost Rider's called, though.
I'm so confused.
The Spirit of Vengeance is what the Ghost Rider is. He's the character's of vengeance.
Why did they talk about the sequel before the first movie was done?
But you're right. It says 2 making of documentaries: Spirit of Vengeance.
Mine's different.
Spirit of Vengeance or Spirit of Adventure. And
it's
then
got 2 discs.
Filmmaker
and it's the extended cut.
Yeah, Angus
so
has
is my Blu-ray.
Yeah, mine's just a normal DVD, so I don't know.
Only I keep this because there's a documentary about Ghost Rider that's not on here, like there is with Daredevil. Same difference. I have that bonus disc. Then I got this one. So he says Spirit of Vengeance on it.
All right, the second one is called Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
That's what I'm saying.
But the character is also the Spirit of Vengeance, so it's just if they're referring to that, that's what they're probably.
Oh, you want to see if this ultraviolet code works from fucking 20 years ago? Here you go, kids.
You guys go if anybody can make it out.
I know I turned my autofocus off, so now I can't get shit to focus closely. But I'll read it out real quick. GR37EJ. RVXFFP 76J8. It expired back in 2014. So good luck, kids. 10 years old.
Sometimes the expiration dates don't mean nothing. I've done that before. It's like you pipe it in.
Sometimes it doesn't. No. In fact, I've even had Lionsgate Miramax movies that are still good, even though Paramount owns them now.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice. No, that's all I gotta say about this. It looks cool.
All right.
That's all I got to say about that.
Well, villains suck, but the movie's cool.
Yeah, it's a fun watch. It is a fun watch just because of Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go on to. Was that your final pick, Rook?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going on to Tom's final pick, and this will be the big one of the night, probably. So.
He's got whiplash.
You got to unmute.
I did the Walk the Dinosaur.
Everybody. I just saw the music video today, honestly. Everybody walked in with them, and I was like, oh, I was jammed to it.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in here. This came from Umbrella. And we'll talk about that brick in a minute. Because I brought on before in the past, I brought on my second site, which was the one that we had for many years, which is actually a really good. I almost wonder if this one looked so good back in the day. I almost wonder if it came from the negative or a 4K scan in and of itself. Then we had Umbrella's earlier version of this, which looked equally as good or like the same scan. The only difference between the Umbrella version and this version was this only had a 2.0 sound mix on it for some reason, and it had the work print. And this one, they didn't have the work print found yet by the time it came out, but they did have it on here. But this was region B only. So you can only watch it if you had a region fully player. So finally, they announced, as we were covering on 4K for you in here last year, this big, huge Trust the Fungus set and also a single disc or a 2-disc edition or whatever of the Blu-ray. My glare is horrible tonight. I don't understand. Turn it off. Maybe that'll help. Not really.
So what all comes in that one?
Okay. First, you get the movie, which the only difference between this and any single disc or the regular version you buy of the movie is this will have a Blu-ray in it. It's just the same as the 4K. No difference. Otherwise, they all have the special features. And then it comes with a semi-decent slip cover. It's kind of flimsy. You get Forte. I flipped around to that.
Right.
Got 2 posters in here. And then the 3 discs are housed inside. Of course, the back. Can't see. And we'll get back to this. This is obviously the centerpiece of it all.
Yeah,
anyway, so we'll get back to that in just a minute. So what we did get otherwise, and this is where I'm kind of like, was it really worth all the money? You get this really huge kind of nice collection of just everything Mario Brothers about the making of the film, from design, production design. Yeah, I wish it was a little bit bigger, but because I can't read all that tiny ass shit. I'm old. A lot of pictures though, so
Yeah, bigger text.
just more about the making of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Just various things put together
by
by the Super Mario Brothers website people, and some stuff like that. Some stuff about the restoration and all that business. But here's where things get kind of funky, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit, because that's really cool too. And then you get 2 versions of the script, which I believe are an earlier version of the script and the shooting script. Again, kind of small to read, but at least we have it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of nice. Lobby cards made by Umbrella. And a bunch of, there's I don't know, half a dozen lobby cards here ish. And then we got a handful of stickers, which are just various things like Mario Brothers and other things.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that's in this book I forgot to mention, it's kind of neat, although I have them already. They have, it's not Topps, it's another card company, but they have the entire run.
Oh, that's cool.
Of the front of the cards in there. Yeah. I have all them, but yeah. Then they just show the packaging and all that stuff on there.
Nice.
So yeah, it's just a rundown of all the stuff they had merchandising. And then it also comes with a little film cell that actually comes out. You can take that apart. It's like a little magnetic thing.
Dang.
Yeah. And then
that's loaded.
Then, it is kind of loaded, but again, shit. I'll have to get that in a minute. And then it comes with a mini reproduction of the official movie magazine. I thought I had this. I know I had it as a kid, but I don't know if I have it anymore. They even have the ads in here still, which is kind of cool. So you got all the old ads from back then, all the Nintendo game ads, like the Terminator 2 and Alien 3 ad. Just all kinds of stuff in here that's even the mail-in stuff, like Kids Magazine, Outside Kids Magazine, and all that stuff.
That's cool.
So it's kind of cool, just even has the little poster that you would have got.
I like it.
I mean, of course, it's miniaturized, but
yeah, miniature.
And again, I think it would have been kind of nice to have a full-sized reprint version of this, a bigger version of the book, and a bigger version of the script. That's going to be my main complaint about the swag.
8x10 style.
Yeah, it's just a little too dinky for an old fogey like me. But yeah, to get a nice bonus is having quite a few of these stickers, so I'm not going to feel bad if I use a couple of sets of these stickers, because I got shit. They send me, at least looks like a half dozen or more. I'm assuming everybody got those, but these are already sold out, kids. These are gone, done, over with. But you can still get the movie itself, no problem. Now, so here's what the main point is. So the movie looks pretty good. It's from my understanding, from a 4K scan of the original camera negative. It has both the Dolby surround track and a 5.1 mix on there, which I believe it was in 5.1 initially because it was in that era where they were starting to do multi-track mixes for everything. And the sounds looks pretty good. The downside on the look. Now, here's where last week you were praising Umbrella so much, and I'm just like, I got some issues with Umbrella.
Go ahead, let it rip.
Umbrella don't know how to do HDR for some reason. They didn't do any HDR in this. They don't have HDR on any of their 4K movies as far as I know. And it's a huge mistake because it makes the movie look a little dull and dingy.
Right.
So a lot of people are going to say that it's not going to look, it doesn't really look all that much better than the standard Blu-ray version. Because there's no grading done for it. And it's such a great scan to begin with that the Blu-ray looks really good. But the 4K, the colors could be better because if this had a Dolby Vision grading, it would pop that much more. It does look good now, but it could look better. So we're at like a 7 or 8 when it could be definitely a 9 or a 10. Does that make sense? So it's
yeah, I get you.
And you know what? Some of
that movie Drive.
Yeah, and what's funny is the effects in this actually look really good because they did a lot of digital effects. So I don't know if you guys remember that this came out around the same time as Jurassic Park as well. So they were just getting into digital effects, but they didn't have the money to get ILM, and all the other companies were busy working on other things. So they actually built their own company inside the production to do their own CGI effects. And at the time, they have some of the better looking scanned digital effects because they were some of the first ones to do a digital interpositive
Mhm.
where they would actually scan the negative, and they actually scanned the entire negative for the movie itself to do all that stuff. So, but I think they went back to the original negative for the main parts because there's very little degradation when you jump down to the effect shots. I was extremely impressed with how well they come off. Now you can tell they're early CGI,
Mhm.
but basically what you're seeing is the limitations of the CGI. That's how good it looks, right? You'll be looking at it going like, yeah, that looks like the background from my computer back in 1996. But the thing is it's some of the best looking high definition CGI stuff they had at that time,
Yeah.
even compared
Yeah.
to stuff that's going to be coming for the next 5 years after this. So that being said, the look of the movie's great. Anybody who puts this movie down don't know what they're talking about because this is a great fucking movie.
I love
In
it.
fact, it has a lot in common with the new movie, and most people won't even acknowledge that. There's story beats that are almost verbatim. And in fact, I think this movie did a really good job of adapting with the idea of Mario Brothers when they only had 4.5 games or whatever it was at the time. If you count the old, old regular Mario games where they literally just were bouncing around and doing whatever, Donkey Kong and all that kind of stuff. As far as the Super Mario Brothers games, they didn't really have much to work with. So they had to create a lot of this mythos, right? So I give them props on that. Now, the problem with the movie, and as you'll learn from the making of and all that kind of stuff, was that you had two directors who had two completely different visions and were fighting within themselves, and they were a married couple, so that made shit even worse, and it made it worse for everybody on the set. And that's pretty well known.
Yeah.
The classic documentaries are all on here. Now let's get into the new stuff. The new documentaries are fucking pointless. I hated them. In fact, I made a post on one of them because it's all about feminist bullshit and about a bunch of shit that makes no sense. And it's sad because you've got the chick who plays Daisy, and she's literally in the documentary for like a whole of 15, 20 seconds saying, oh yeah, Daisy was a strong character and blah, blah, blah. And then we spend the next half hour listening to two feminists go on and on and on about how Super Mario Brothers was so ahead of its time. It's like, oh yeah, like Sarah Connor never fucking existed.
Yeah. I know. I hate all those new special features with the people.
I know. And that's all the new shit is. Now, one of the new ones wasn't so bad. They got the costume designer guy to come on there and talk, and he's clearly gay, but I'd rather listen to him for a half hour than I would those other two bitches. Oh my God, did I want to punch my TV? But he's informative, right? He's just talking about all the stuff they designed, and he talks about how much work went into the design of this film, like from head to toe, all these costumes they had to design, the boots, like the jumper boots, everything that he talked about, how everything was, nothing. Like, it's funny because we see so much today where people get busted using shit straight off the shelf in movies, and you forget about how much work used to go into creating these things from head to toe. And he talks about how he loved doing Dennis Hopper's suits because Dennis Hopper would always love it because he could keep his wardrobe. And the one that he kept, it was from this one, and he wore quite often, that the guy was really proud of, was the black lizard suit.
Oh yeah.
The shiny one that he got blew up in at the end. Nice. He said he's seen Dennis wear that several times afterwards. In fact, there was even a write-up on it that he had on his bulletin board or whatever like that for years because he was so proud that they made a big deal out of it. They didn't realize what he had gotten it from was what he wore in Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
See him out in public in this black suit that looks like it's all scales, like it's just.
Where'd you get that, Mario?
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, who the fuck made that? Like Dennis Hopper wearing strange, lizard outfit, But no, like, so, and Dennis Hopper, as I've talked about before. I mean, what can I say about the movie I haven't already said?
Right.
But other than that, all the old special features are carried over here. There's a couple of new things as far as like, okay, let's get into a little bit of the controversial part here, because I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with the Facebook, or not Facebook, Twitter goings on, where I've actually been talking to the people who handled the work print this time out. So I'm gonna warn people up front. I don't know if you've watched their documentary they put out about the deleted scenes in the work print. But the only work that we get to see of theirs on here is a collection of deleted scenes that have the HD bits of the movie mixed and cut in with the work print, which has been up-converted. And we get the up-converted version of the work print, but it doesn't have the new audio mix that they brag about. And even talk about in this book and in that documentary. And I basically had to browbeat them to admit that finally they couldn't get everything on here because they only could get the rights for what they had to do in the time allotted. And one person said Disney was involved. Another person said it wasn't Disney. So my guess is Disney wouldn't sign off on the other things. And as we learned about from the Sony deal, it takes forever to get anything done at Disney.
Yeah.
That's my guess, because there's like 3 different versions of the work print. There's the lasagna cut, there's the princess cut, and I can't remember what the other one was called. But somebody had messaged me and they had a theory, and I think they're right. I think they were going to put all the different prints on here. Originally, that was the plan. Because remember, they boasted about it being an HD version of the. It even still says it's HD. It's technically HD. It's up converted faux HD. But then they make it worse by zooming it in and cropping it off like it would have been matted off, which is okay, fine. That's the way it's meant to be seen. But now it looks even smudgier and worse to begin with. So you might as well not even done any of this shit. Because I compared it up against the old one, and this one's more watchable, even though it's open matte and it's VHS quality. Whatever they did to this makes it so unwatchable that you're just like, ugh. And it doesn't have the new HD stuff mixed in, doesn't have the new soundtrack. It's just a zoomed in, cropped off, up converted version of the work print that was on here before. So that pissed me off. Okay, I felt like we got, and many others felt like we got sold something that we did not get on this movie.
Right. Yeah. Leave it to Disney. It's the same thing they did. I
don't know if it's their fault or whoever's fault it is, but they talk about all the different cuts that they use this company that I was talking to. And finally, the Super Mario Brothers archive guy just admitted that they just didn't get the rights to the stuff they wanted to in the time they needed to get this out. Which, okay, that's all I needed to hear. I didn't need to hear 20 excuses. I didn't need to hear 20 times over like I have before in the video that they're in the deleted scenes, and the deleted scenes are in 5.1 and have like all the, because that's the thing is they made this whole documentary about this whole big deal about how they basically restored the entire work print with as much of the HD material as they had and the video material, and they even remixed the sound with pieces of Alan Silvestri's score that wasn't used and stuff like that, and they remixed the Iggy and Spike rap with Walk the Dinosaur and all that stuff. Sure, those bits are in the deleted scenes, but you can't watch the work print of the movie like that. And that's what people thought we were fucking getting.
Yeah.
And that's not what we got here. So we've got, honestly, is it worth all the money I spent on this? No. Most of this stuff, I'd have rather went on eBay and just got the original version of this that I could probably get for like $15-20. Right? The scripts, I could probably download those. And most of the shit that's in this book, this is just basically a book version of the Super Mario Brothers archive website. So again, something I could just go look up myself. It looks fancy. It looks pretty. It seems like we're getting a lot of shit, but I feel like I got ripped off. And then to make matters worse, Amazon fucks up and puts the movie up for $9.99 for a few minutes. And some lucky bastards got it when it was supposed to be $60 just for the movie alone. That's the only way it can justify the price of the big box set. Because just by itself, this thing's $60.
Yeah, it's a little much.
And it was like $129 for the big box. Right? So is it worth it? Yes and no. Now, what's going to piss me off is if Arrow or something like that does a US version of this here in a year or so, and it actually has an HDR grading and all that shit on it. That's going to piss me off because at this point, I could give a fuck about the work print. I'm done with that shit. My excitement for that went out the window. Right. I've already seen the crappy version. I didn't get the hybrid version I was hoping for on the 4K edition here. Too late. I don't care anymore. What I want now is I just want the movie in a decent quality version, which it is here for the most part, but it's not perfect. It's not as good as it could be. So sadly, I would say wait till it comes on sale and just get the standard 4K version. Sorry, guys. No. And sadly, for those who missed out on the $9.99 deal, because I know Mike and some other people got it. So.
I wish I would have seen that when you sent it to us. I was asleep. If I would have awake, I would have ordered it. I would have got it for $9.99. But I get where you come from.
And if somebody is really budgeted, you can get the Blu-ray is $9.99. That's where they fucked up.
Yeah.
The standard version of the Blu-ray is just $9.99. That's worth it alone. It has the bonus disc, so you get everything you need right there. Considering this movie's never been available in the US before on Blu-ray, even though this is technically an international release, It's region free. So
Yeah.
I can recommend that. Even if you just get the Blu-ray, it's worth it because the Blu-ray looks pretty good. So
That's it. Well, that's it. That's very interesting.
if not, wait till it goes on sale. Because otherwise, if you're on a budget, I cannot justify spending $60 on a 4K version of this.
Yeah, I've been debating whether or not I want to pick up the 4K of it or not because that is a lot of money. I mean, I do like Umbrella, but I'm not saying that they're the best because they do have problems. But
Pathé did the scan, Bryant. Yeah,
and he wanted to know what the lasagna cut was.
It's just another version of the work print that's out there. Basically, it's the main one that everybody's pretty much seen online.
Yeah. Okay. But
they just gave them different names because there's a few different variations in them. I guess I couldn't tell you what though.
Yeah,
but whatever.
Just like hearing the fact that they were talking about feminism in Mario Brothers, like why? It's like good Cowabunga just says, yeah. When I think Mario Brothers, I think feminism.
Well, I mean, yeah. Daisy is the character that goes through the hero's arc pretty much in this movie.
Yeah,
no one's going to argue that, but they act like it's the first time that's ever been. And not only that, the part that really pissed me off is I've never read Campbell, but they imply that Campbell has said that women can't be the heroes and they're only prizes in the story. So that's the thing they're all hung up on is that Daisy has the hero's journey, but Campbell never envisioned it for women. They were just prizes. So this is the first time that, especially considering how it's from a video game where that basically is what it, and they shit all over the video game too in the process.
Oh God!
Basically saying that the video game is that, right? Like the princess is treated like a prize,
yeah,
all that kind of stuff. It's like, no, you're saving her in the kingdom, you moron! Like, what the fuck? At no point do they even imply that you get to marry the princess or anything.
I was about to say she seems to never be with him ever, really.
Yeah, I don't know where they're getting this.
They're not even like a couple. They're not anything, right? They're just like, oh, I'm saving the princess. She's the princess of the kingdom. That's important stature to the kingdom. There you go, save it. I don't know. It's simple. Hero, anything.
Well, they didn't even
character to do. Like it's simple.
Well, they didn't even use Peach in the Mario Brothers. This Mario Brothers movie, they used Daisy, who's not the princess.
But they didn't use it where they had to go rescue her, right? I forget. It's been a while since I've seen the movie.
Sort of. I mean, but it's basically she does have like Tom said, the hero's arc, and she sort of helps saves the day and everything.
I can't even remember why they used Daisy instead of Peach. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember that either.
I assume they don't have to have pink in the movie or something.
Well, no, I'll be honest with you. I think, and somebody in the chat probably knows better because I'm not a gamer. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I remember right, the way the history goes, through the translations, she ended up with 2 different names. So it's the same character, but with 2 different names. So then in the future, though, they ended up making a whole nother character with the name Daisy instead of. So there are 2 separate characters now.
Yeah.
But I believe at the time they were meant to be the same character. And I don't know if it was just because of some translation thing or some rights thing or something that happened. I don't know. It's kind of like it reminds me of the Popeye thing. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, back in the day when they brought Popeye back in the 70s, for some reason they thought Bluto was copyrighted and they couldn't use the name Bluto. So they changed the character's name to Brutus. And then they come to find out that wasn't the case at all. They could have just used Bluto all that time. It's just like some stupid shit.
Sometimes they change names all the time. I mean, if you know,
it's like, well, I mean, Mario's name was originally Jumpman, and then it was something else, and then it was Mario. So go figure.
The Kimba the White Lion was Leo in Japan, and then they named it Kimba, so it's different here or something more
so it's closer to Simba.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, okay, weird change, but all right, sure.
And maybe wasn't that what the thing where they ended up introducing Daisy as her own character was in that one Luigi game or whatever it was too, if I remember right. Somebody will tell me that. Yeah. Or she was the princess in Super Mario World, one of the 2. It was a different princess, I can't remember.
Yeah.
The historian probably has a better version of that, the video game historian, but
yeah,
I know there was just some kind of weird deal where they're technically, as far as I know, supposed to be the same character, but now they are 2 separate characters.
Yeah, no. And Daisy's a little more like
younger,
darker or something. Yeah,
the more spunky one or something.
More of the more of a rebel type character.
Let's kick some butt. Yeah, I remember
which she is in this version. She's like more of the rebel.
Yeah, that's exactly
old school feminist hippie kind.
that's actually the only version of her that I am familiar with. Really, I never really played the games that had her as a character in them too much. If she's in Super Smash Bros, I think Melee or something, I don't get much hint of her character in the things. You pretty much fight in the game, but I haven't seen the movie in years. But I remember seeing it a few times as a kid, and I remember liking it. It was always a weird movie. I was like, it's a weird movie, but I like it. Kind of was the gist when I was a kid watching Mario.
Oh, I like
the main thing I remember.
It's like a cyberpunk
like,
movie,
why is their names Mario, Luigi, Mario, whatever? It was like weird.
Well, that's another thing this movie made canon was Mario and Luigi Mario.
Yep.
And they asked what's his face. I can't remember the guy's name from Nintendo. They like asked him flat out. So what is their last name? Is Mario their last name, or is Mario the character's name? And he's like,
like last name. They have their one name. What do you mean?
I guess it would be Mario and Luigi Mario.
Whatever.
Luigi Mario.
Because they're the Mario brothers, that's their last name. So
he created the
but Mario had been called Mario for so long. Well, there really wasn't a Luigi to begin with. It was just Mario with different colors for a second player, basically.
Right.
But I mean, I guess there was always brothers, but I mean, Luigi was just looked exactly the same as him. He never had the differentiation until like Mario Brothers 2.
I mean, I imagine that like character traits and personalities were added as they made more games. I assume, I assume it started with here. Let's make a game where people can have fun playing the game. All right, now and people liked that. Okay, let's continue because that name can sell, and here's more. And I assume that's how it all starts, and then let's add characters and stuff.
Well, see, here's the thing: the characters that are in the movie are much different than what the characterizations ended up being. Well, not much different, but in some variant. Because like the version, to my understanding, that we got to know in the video games more, and that they ended up because Nintendo decided this is canon now. This is the way it's always going to be from here on out. And this movie is probably one of the reasons for that. So like they were very, they oversaw the new movie quite a bit. Right, they made sure they had to sign off on everything and all that shit. So, in this sense, I think that it just a lot of the stuff where people finally got to know the characters and they decided, okay, this is the way they're going to be from now on. Canon was the cartoon, because the cartoon came out and that had the version of the characters that we know now.
Yeah,
that's where Luigi was kind of like the aloof, but more of the dreamer. And Mario was a bit more of the hard ass, but slightly older, but not nearly as old as he is in the Mario Brothers movie, right?
Yeah,
because he went from being a brother to a fatherly figure in the Mario Brothers movie, to where that's never been a thing again. And then from there on out, pretty much those versions of the characters that we got from the Super Mario Brothers show, and then subsequently in the Super Mario Brothers 3 cartoon and so on, that's pretty much where, from my memory, the characterizations were solidified. So it took a while for the video games to catch up to where like you have to get to like the Nintendo 64 era where you actually have like actual story gameplay involved, because otherwise before that it was just side scrolling, bouncing on shit, and then the princess would be in another castle thing, you know what I mean? Like no real story to it.
Even with Super Mario 64, it is basically Bowser, he's like, I don't know, he's in the paintings now, and Peach is captured. You got to go into paintings and try to save her. And I don't know, like that's.
Well, there's other weird things like the way they do things. Like, okay, so Super Mario Brothers 1 is supposedly what happened. Super Mario Brothers 2 is like a dream. Super Mario Brothers 3 is a play. And then I can't remember what Super Mario World is, but like they all have like these little things that are going on in the background. And I think the Super Mario 64 is was it another dream or something to do? Because that's the whole thing with the paintings. I don't know. I fell out of the Mario games around that time. Like after that point,
that was my first introduction to Mario 64. So I didn't know about the other games until later.
Yeah,
but no,
Captain
I was
Lou
gonna say
Albano's Mario. Yeah,
Japan's what was that?
Captain Lou Albano was Mario.
Oh.
I know you don't have no clue who Captain Lou Albano is.
No idea.
Yeah, in the original show.
Yeah.
But Japan's kind of weird when it comes to canon, I feel like, with a lot of their stuff. At least with Dragon
Ball. Well, they did an animated
like,
movie back in the day too, and that's kind of where
they could make a movie and then make something else, and then make a third thing, and they could switch which one they feel is canon.
To my understanding, actually, I should say that those characterizations came from the Japanese animated film and then was translated over here, but it was its own Americanized version. We never actually got an official release of the animated Japanese Mario Brother here in the US.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
Well,
like
I
a
was gonna-
whole Mario Brothers movie that was made back in the day that was animated that we've never had translated over here.
Right.
Be nice.
Like,
I don't know
was
if you
gonna
guys
say,
have seen it. It looks really good too for back of the. It's like old school 2D animation, like Disney style animation. It's really good.
Wow.
Well, closer to anime style, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I get you.
It looks like the old 2D cartoon we had here, only 24 frames, a lot more shadowy, and a lot better quality kind of thing.
Yeah.
It'd be on Toonami or something, I assume, right?
Kind of, but it's the same thing kind of we got here. It was just the more fancier version of it. You could tell that when they did the TV show with Lou Albano here, like you could tell that was where they used the character models and all that kind of shit from. It looks like it was almost lifted straight out of there. Like that was the pilot episode and they just used that and Americanized it basically. I mean, otherwise it's very different. It's a 2D thing. It's still 2D, but maybe I can find the trailer for it somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that though. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad to hear that there's pros and cons to the new Umbrella 4K. I mean, it's nice to know the movie looks good. It could look better, and it's nice to know that it's out there. At least somebody gave it some kind of love and care, whether or not they give it the right love and care.
It's probably difficult for Japan to, for us to track what is fully canon in a lot of things, because like Dragon Ball is my example where like they have the manga that's by Akira Toriyama, and then there's the anime, sure, but then like the Dragon Ball GT, he's involved in it, but he doesn't do everything in it. And then people will say that whatever he says outside of it is also canon. And then the Dragon Ball Super is like contradicts Dragon Ball GT and sort of the end of Dragon Ball Z. And it's like, yeah, but this is canon though. And it's like they can sort of change it where they feel like sometimes, it seems, or characters that look different. Like, oh, I forgot that's what they had. So whatever, this is what it is now. And it's like there's contradictions in a lot of stuff. I think Japan is more lax when it comes to canon specifics, I think, compared to over here where we want things to match and fit. So like I could see with if there was different versions or confusion of what is canon, I could see there being confusion. All right, I bored y'all to death. All right, cool.
I think we lost Greg. I was waiting for him to share the screen.
Oh, okay, it could be.
I think he like
something
happened to him. Like I think he's gone.
Yep. Oh no.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Killed him. Yep. Cannon killed him. Yep.
He probably tried to share the screen and it killed his computer or something. Most
likely. But yeah, I'll probably give Mario a rewatch of one of these days. Yeah, it was never one that I thought was bad. It always looked weird to me, but never bad as far as I can tell. It felt like a good feeling kind of movie.
There he is.
I don't know what happened. Did it pop up or do I need to re-add it?
No, it didn't pop up.
I don't know. My internet just like dropped out on me.
Yeah, I think that's what I said. Is I think when you tried to add it, it fucked you up. But yeah,
it was weird.
It's a remastered version of it. Yeah. Looks really good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, as you see,
I can't believe this has never been translated.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'd like to see
I guess they have it on here with subtitles.
Huh. It doesn't look bad at all, though. It looks pretty decent.
Yeah. We got the music from the game and stuff. It's great. I want to see this now. Yeah, I didn't know they did this new version. This is the first time I've seen of it.
Yeah. Now if we could get it dubbed. I like the Luigi's in blue.
Yeah, a different color. Well, that's the color I think he was in the original game. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's our trophy.
There's your actual romance there. Oh, here we got Koopa here. Oh, they actually have the ship. So this, I'm trying to remember when this came out. This might have been after part 3. But yeah, so basically all the character designs, the this is where I think a lot of their Bible had finally. So even back then, he wanted her.
Yeah, that's good. Kind of like some of this remind me of some of the new movies.
Peaches,
Yeah.
peaches,
Please go to the
peaches,
prom with
peaches.
me. She's like, I don't know about that. I got a whole kingdom. I don't know. There's a plumber that I have to match. Yeah,
I would have liked this in there. Yeah,
I'll show you guys the link so you can watch it. But yeah, hopefully that doesn't get you nailed with nothing.
Hopefully, I don't think it should.
I skipped around quite a bit, so
yeah.
If it's Japan, I don't know. They're in Nintendo. They're
yeah. I say some things they are. Yeah, that's a really good looking version of it, though.
Yeah, that looks clean. That looks clean.
Look good. Yeah. I can just clip it out anyways if they
even if it's a 4K up convert. Oh, they even have a link to the torrent here.
Nice.
Interesting. Full fledged too, 52.7 gigabytes.
Nice.
Interesting. All right, well, that's all I had, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I could be a lot more excited about it. I'm happy with what we got, but I do feel like I got sold a lot of fluff. I mean, some of this stuff is cool, but the book is so small, I don't know if I would ever go through it. I mean, since a lot of this stuff is probably online, I could just go to like the Super Mario Brother movie archive website or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do they ever give you like a pipe or a mushroom or what's an item that would be useful for that you could have?
Well,
a perk.
I mean, overall, this is actually a really good set. It's almost like you feel like you kind of got 90 to 80% maybe of what you wanted out of it, but the missing of an HDR grading, not getting the hybrid cut with the new soundtrack, and a better use of new special features, to me are the biggest complaint I have with this.
Right.
And there's and also, where's the Almost Unreal video? Where's the Cantaloupe video? This movie had a huge soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, there's just a few things that I feel like maybe, I guess, after thinking about it more and more, it'll go down. But like, yeah, I'm at a point where it's like 75% maybe of what I hoped it would be. You know, like,
75.
And I'm not a real big fan of a lot of this art either. I don't get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the bright blue color on it and stuff.
Well, and I just don't get the style. And I don't remember ever seeing this art when the movie first came out, so I'm assuming this is newly commissioned art with all this stuff. Because, yeah, none of this stuff looks like anything I remember in the past. I guess I could be wrong, but if I am, I stand corrected. No, the only kind of stuff I remember is like, like this and this for the posters, right? Yeah. Which these are the two basically the two interchangeable posters on the reverse.
Yeah, poker face.
The only difference is it has the Japanese version of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd either wait for the sale or just get the Blu-ray if you don't give that much of a shit about 4K.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the Blu-ray looks good enough. I mean, it is a really good-looking Blu-ray. So. Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, I guess we'll go into me. It was a good conversation there. For my final pick of the night, it's an Australian import. But it's not from Umbrella. It is this. The Gate 2 film collection with the lenticular cover here.
Oh, interesting. Where'd you get that from?
Diabolic. Or no, I got this from Orbit.
Put that
this
one
is via
Vision.
Via Vision, yeah. This is, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's number 369 of 1500. They only made 1500 is. But the thing is here, if my camera is not too blurry, is if you already have the what do you call it? The shout. Yeah, I'll pop yours up real quick before I go back to me. If you already have those, these are them. There's no difference. I
like that cover though. The lenticular cover's kind of nice.
The lenticular cover, yeah, I like that. And then there's the back.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. This is, I'll open it up here. This is the what is it? What's the word? Vestron.
Oh, I
This
can
is
see
the
it right on there. Lions,
Yeah.
yeah, Lionsgate right
This
on
is
it.
the Vestron disc.
Yeah.
This is the Shout disc. The Screen
Yeah.
Factory disc. It's the same thing, same special features, everything. The only difference is instead of saying Vestron or Shout at the beginning, it says Via Vision.
Via Vision.
Where it is. It's the only difference.
Probably all the same scans and everything.
Yeah, same scans, everything. But the thing is, like,
I think Gate 2 is out of print, isn't it?
Yes. I spent less on this than I would have if I would have bought both discs separately. I spent $40 on this. And
I think part 1 is still in print, but I think part 2 is the one that's out of
part
print,
1
right?
costs like $30 still.
Yeah.
And then if you want to get the second one, you'd have to go like $60 So I spent less on this. And then of course it comes with some of these here.
Oh, some goodies.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just keep it like this. Got that.
Oh, I love the little creatures.
Yeah, the little creature things. I love those. And then there.
This movie had some bitchin' special effects.
Oh man, I love
this. Is one that I don't know if this newer version was from a 4K scan or not, but they definitely need to do a 4K.
It looked pretty darn good. I
think it is. That's why I'm kind of surprised we haven't got one yet. But yeah,
I was watching them and like that was if that's the Vestron scan, that's probably one of the best Vestron scans I've ever seen.
I think it's because it's the 4K. I think it is, even though it was like they just haven't put it out yet as a 4K.
Yeah, because Vestron does good work. It's just usually they're not as good as that. That looked pretty darn good. Yeah.
Well, it depends on what they have to work with too, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I got this. I've been wanting to pick up the Gate movies for quite some time because I missed them both when they first came out, and the fact that I could get both movies like this cheaper than I would if I bought them now, I was going for it, and there was only 1,500 of these made. So I don't know if there's. I think there's still. I think Diabolic and Orbit and all whoever sells them still has some, but I would say they're not going to last much longer. But I have not seen both Gate movies in forever, and I just had a freaking blast watching them. I love the little demon creatures. It was great. I forgot how good the second movie was too. You think you're going to miss Stephen Dorff's character in the second one, but no, it kind of reminded me of I don't know if you watched them yet or not, but it kind of reminded me of like a Night of the Demons sequel, one of those, because the second movie follows his friend after he had moved away. Stephen Dorff's character has moved away, and his friend is, left there, and he kind of resummons the gate and opens it up and everything. What's really funny is the girl that plays like the love interest in the movie because they're teenagers now and everything. She's the voice of Bobby Hill from King of the Hill. So it's funny to see that the voice of Bobby Hill, because she was actually a really hot chick back in the day, playing the love interest. That's pretty funny because you can sort of hear the voice a little bit in her, but it doesn't quite sound like Bobby at that point in time.
What's funny about this movie?
Go ahead.
Is when it was released.
Mm-hmm.
It was the movie that went up against Ishtar.
Oh yeah, they talk about that in the special features.
And depending on who you ask or where you look it up, it beat Ishtar, but some people say it didn't. Just barely, but yeah. But the only reason I don't think it did better than it did, because in its final, it finished off with like $13 million in 1987, which isn't horrible for what it was. I don't remember what it cost to even make. But like within the next week or so, because it was like a couple weeks after Secret of My Success and Ernest Goes to Camp, it opened up. And basically, like later on that week, because it was like Memorial Day weekend, Beverly Hills Cop 2 opened up and demolished.
There you go.
Opening in 1987.
Right.
I'm gonna do the inflation on that. I'll be right back.
Okay. Good night, Brian Bart. Thank you for being with us tonight. I hear you, RJ Godzilla, but I don't know. Maybe it's like with the way we've talked about before here on the channel about movies, rewatching them. I really enjoyed the Gate 2. Once I got past watching the Gate 1 and I'm watching, like at the start of Gate 2, I kind of was like, I don't know if I'm going to get into that because I haven't seen them in years. I've not seen either Gate movie in probably like 20 years. But once I got into Gate 2, I really started to like the Gate 2. And I really enjoyed it. And I really liked now that even though it's not Stephen Dorff's character, it's his friend's character. I like that they were teenagers now, and they took a little different. And it's directed by the same guy. It's directed by the same guy that did the first one. But I get it. I get people. I get a lot of people actually don't know there's a Gate 2, and that's because it did not do as well as the first movie. But I like the Gate 2. Yeah, the hand and the eye in the kid's hand really was creepy. That I mean, like it's got great special effects in the movie. Great special effects. But yeah, it's like essentially, Rook, if you want to know, the first movie is like which I think it really stands the test of time because it's kind of like a Monster Squad type movie, Goonies kid type movie, but it's a horror. It's basically this kid. He's probably about 12, maybe 10, maybe 11, 12 years old. Him and his, he has this treehouse and he's having these dreams and like the treehouse gets struck by lightning and stuff. And essentially a gate to hell is in his backyard.
Oh, great.
And so like him and his best friend dig it up and get out this thing. And, they accidentally open the gate to hell. And these little like demon creatures come out and stuff. And what they want to do is they want to take 2 sacrifices to open it up to engulf the world in basically hell. It's there's actually no death or murder in a movie or anything like that because it's like I said, like a Goonies or like a Monster Squad type. Well, I would say more Monster Squad, not so much Goonies.
That would be almost like $50 million in today's
for real.
money. Yeah,
nice. But yeah, it's kind of like a Monster Squad-esque type movie where it's a little darker and scarier. It's got some great special effects, and of course they closed the gate, And then the second movie is a little more horror centric, a little more rated R-esque, a little more deadlier and stuff like that. And because now they're not.
And then this movie would have made closer to 36 million now. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah, I'm done.
So as a whole, this movie would have done closer to 36 million now.
Yeah. But yeah, give it a rewatch, RJ, because I found myself liking the Gate 2 more than I anticipated.
It's a decent sequel.
Yeah, it's a decent sequel. Because Tyrell.
I think it's not as I think the effects and stuff isn't kind of a little bit more straight to video ish.
Yeah, it's a little because they only have one of the little demons.
Well, not just that. I think I was gonna say the effects are a little bit less. I don't remember if it even came out in theaters. It may have, but I remember the first time I saw it was like on Showtime or something like that.
Yeah. So I think it did. I was watching a little bit of the special features. I think it might have came out in theaters. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it didn't do nowhere near. Like I said, a lot of people don't even know there's a sequel to The Gate. They just assume there's the first one only. But it's not bad. It is a little more straight to DVD, VHS-esque thing. You can tell it's a little more like psychological and stuff to save on the big special effects set pieces, which happens near the end of the movie when they actually.
Oh yeah, the sequel only made $1 million.
Yeah.
2 million. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it's closer to like 5 or 6 by today.
Yeah.
It was only released in 350 theaters, so it only got like a third of the release. Not even a third of the release of the first one did.
Yeah.
The first one is in like 1,500 screens. This one was
Yeah.
This one was not treated as well.
No, it wasn't. It's same director, but it wasn't treated as well. I have to see this. I haven't watched this yet. Somebody sent me this about Richard Blessing talking about WB DVDs rotting. I'll have to check that out. I haven't seen it yet. So
I think I have one.
Do you?
I think because National Lampoon's Vacation. And I might even have more than that I know of. It was one of the latter flipcase DVDs I had. I went to watch it one day, and the movie quit about 30 minutes into it. I'm like, what the fuck? And I pulled out the disc, and there's this big, huge, like, rot mark in it. And I'm like, oh, that kind of reminds me or looks like disc rot. I can't believe it. Because I'm like, I swear I've watched this before. So I was like, yeah, I had kind of deduced it to being that. So hearing that, I'm not surprised. It sounds like there must have been a batch for a while that they had some really bad glue or something on. But I'm curious what all titles are going to be affected by it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that video. To be honest, I've never experienced disc rot yet. Knock wood.
I have, but not often. Very, very rarely.
So I'm gonna have to watch that video here soon. But yeah,
Lethal Weapon 4-pack completely unreadable. See, I have the original director's cuts of those. Yeah, if there's a list, I'd love to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, it's like I had not seen. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen it on music CDs, especially on like burnable CDs or blank CDs. Those can get it sometimes. And really all it is just bad glue mixed with environment, I believe. It's just a separation of the glue because each disc is like two pieces of plastic glued together. And then the glue just starts to separate, so then it just ruins the data. So you like it looks like bubbles and stuff like that on the inside, and it can look kind of like mold in a way, and that's why it's called disc rot or whatever.
Yeah.
So sometimes it starts from the center, from the outside, but I've had like the one I have, it's like right smack dab in the middle.
I'm gonna have to check that because honestly I've never experienced disc rot. I mean, I know like the burnings, the burnt CDs and the burnt DVDs and stuff. You know, those tend to rot away pretty quickly. They don't last long. But like with my actual Blu-rays and DVDs and stuff, and CDs, I've never experienced it. So I'm gonna have to check out the video and see what it's all about and see what Michael has to say. But yeah, there you go. If you guys don't own the Gate 1 or 2, and if you can still get a hold of this is worth it because you're going to pay like I said, the Gate Vestron first one is like $30 still. And then the Gate 2, which I believe is, like Tom said, is out of print from Shout Factory. And that's like going for $60 if you got $40, boom, you got $40. You got both of those discs, same disc, and a nice lenticular set here, limited edition with some postcards. So it's well worth it. And great movies, really great movies. I mean, Gate 1 is classic. Gate 2, I enjoyed it a lot more than I anticipated I would, or remembered, I should say. But there you guys have it. That's my final pick of the night. Yes, and that is it's region free from Australia. So there you go. That's something I do love, at least from Australia is here lately, is like a lot of their companies are making region free Blu-rays. So if you can get them over here, you can get them over here, which I like that. Yeah. So, which is interesting because like we have the whole like region B, region A thing, and then like Australia's like, nah, we're not doing that no more. We're just doing region free from now on. So I was like, yeah. Let's see, I got a DVD question. How come they never invented a DVD or any video game disc, a clear film to wrap the disc ever from scratching, only made for cell phones? I don't know. I guess that could have been a plan. Yeah. It'd been interesting. But there you guys have it. That was my final pick of the night. I hope I came with some prizes tonight. A lot of my stuff other than the Gate, I figured you guys wouldn't have seen already. So there you go. But any final words, Tom, Rook? Any final words before we close it out?
I will check out Turbo Boy.
Turbo Kid,
whatever.
Yeah.
say ding.
Okay. Yeah, RJ, it's well worth it. They're region free. Like I said, they're the exact same disc. There's like no changes. All the special features, everything's the same, and the scans are really great. So there you have it. But thank you once again, Tom, Rook, everybody. Oh, hold on. I'll show you real quick before I go here. He wants to see this. Where is it at? Give me a second. Come on, load up. Because David James says Lou Albino was Mario. Yes, Lou Albino was Mario, and I'll show you real quick just so you know. Here you go. Yes, Captain Lou Albino from the WWF, who was a wrestling manager, played Mario on the Mario Brothers Super TV show, or the TV show. I could think it was called the Super Show. There you go, David James. If you wanted to know,
it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Super Show, yeah, exactly.
We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's a game.
Yep. There you have it.
That
There
is
you
when
have
I
it.
knew that movie was going to make $1 billion. You can even go find that quote. It
Mhm.
was Super Bowl. It was after the Super Bowl ad before Mario came out. I said that movie's going to make $1 billion now. And everybody's like, what do you mean? I'm like, they made that ad. I'm like, they used the original Super Mario Brothers cartoon. I said, dude, that
Exactly.
wasn't for the kids. I said, the kids are already want to go see this movie. That movie,
Yeah.
that commercial there just made all the dads go, hey kids, we're going to see that.
Yeah.
I remember that show when I was a kid. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know that song. When that song
Mhm.
came on, it was a rap song that actually used the dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, we the
dun,
Super
dun,
Mario Brothers, and we're here to. Yep, I remember that.
the brothers. We even had Ernie Hudson show up as a Ghostbuster on one episode.
Oh yeah,
'Cause that was the other cool part is they had the live action wraparounds.
Yeah, I believe didn't they have Pee Wee Herman on it too? And I know they had Elvira.
I was gonna say I know they had a few different guests because I see Lou came from the SCTV. I don't remember if Pee Wee was on, but or not SCTV, Second City is what I meant, down in Chicago. But yeah, like trying to remember, there was a bunch of those guys on there though, but I don't know if Pee Wee ever made it on there or not.
I can't remember, but I know Elvira was on there. I remember Ernie Hudson. I remember some other people too, but I remember Hulk Hogan. I think was on there too.
I think so.
Yeah. But all right, guys. Thank you all very much for hanging with us tonight out there in the chat and out there watching at home. Make sure you guys have hit the like, subscribe button, all that, and we'll see you guys next weekend. Next Wednesday. I almost said weekend. We'll see you next Wednesday. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay. Where's my clip? I can't find my clip all of a sudden.
Bitches leave.
Yeah, there. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
How you doing? Bitches leave.